For real? Oh no. Let's go.
Boston.
State of always. In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You ping.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this BA Day, September 23rd, 2025. This program begins right now. Football! Hit! Ladies and gentlemen, that's the man who coached football for 47 years. Bruce Arians is here. Coach BA, good to see you. Can't wait for another edition of BS or No BS with BA about the NFL's headlines. Another headline was added last night as we saw a team be the brand new version of itself yet again. We thought this Lions team, after losing Ben Johnson, who was the belle of the ball, the super genius on the offense, and Aaron Glenn, the absolute dog that was running the Detroit Lions defense, as they had this resurgence back to relevancy and being a good football team for the first time maybe in forever. They looked like ass at the beginning of this entire thing. Jared Goff looked like the guy at Rams, or whenever he was getting benched, maybe even third stringer at the end of it, lost all his confidence. Is this guy going to suck again? And then what we've seen here the last two games out of this Lions team is, oh, no. They are still the brand new Lions. Huge win last night. And in the biggest moments, they do what the brand new Lions do, which is go for it on fourth down. We're getting some stats about them going for it on the fourth down. 32% of the time they go for it. Okay, that's obviously the highest in the NFL. 91 conversions, that's the most in the NFL. The Lions were 3 for 3 and scored 21 points last night after converting on fourth downs. Now, those stats are from Hembo, but if you saw the game, there was late in the game, there was a fourth down that they went for it that you think to yourself, okay, now this is first quarter, 4th and 3. You know, Monroe St. Brown does the how you doing, let me go ahead and check each quad dance. And he obviously understands you're going to go for it then. I think MCDC was trying to set a point, and also there was going to be a high-scoring game. Everybody thought we can go for it. That's normal. Less than 2 minutes left, though, okay? Whenever 156, you're up one score at the 50 damn near, okay? 4th and 2, 156. This is one of those ones that Dan Campbell calls that nobody else really does. People that love going for it on fourth down, even in this situation, would be like, Lamar Jackson, 49 going in, we're up touchdown right now.
No thanks.
This feels like we should maybe just go ahead and try to get a stop. But on that same note, Lamar Jackson, are we going to be able to get a stop? Minute 46 left anyways. And MCDC says, let's go for it. Not only do they run it with Sonic and Knuckles, guys are incredible. Okay, there you got a great run game. They throw this thing, and it's not an easy throw. This is Jared Goff dropping it in a bucket with under 2 minutes to Amon-Ra St. Brown, their star wide receiver who, if you listen to Troy talk about him last night, he does everything right, everything. He's not a diva at all. He works hard, he blocks, he does everything you ask him. And it's like the Detroit Lions win because this is how the Detroit Lions play football. It is quite a no-risk-it, no-biscuit operation up there, and it feels like Lions fans woke up this morning a lot more confident than they had for the rest of the NFL season. Is that accurate, Foxy?
Spot on, Pat. I'll tell you what. In the MCDC era, that was the best regular season win we have had by far and away. We were able to run the ball. All right, Monty and Gibbs, both 2 touchdowns each, over 200 yards rushing. And then on defense, we were somehow able to stop Lamar. 7 sacks. Before this game, when I said we had a game between Jared Goff and Lamar Jackson, and one of them is going to get sacked 7 times and the other is going to get sacked 0 times, I would have bet $10 billion that it was Jared Goff getting sacked 7 times. Instead, this defense stepped up. Calvin Shepard stepped up. It was amazing. And last but not least, we stopped Derrick Henry. Hutch, punch, out of there.
Geez.
Huge game changer right there. I love everything about it. It was amazing, and the Lions are all the way back.
I love to hear that passion and excitement, Foxy. Good for you, good for Lions fans, because obviously this has been a good time with MCDC and him coming to town. And Michigan man, the Michigan face, Aiden Hutchinson, having a huge punch out to, win that thing. And Derrick Henry now we're starting to talk about.
What's going on?
Whoa. Hey, once a fumbler, always a fumbler, but he was never a fumbler. Now he's a fumbler. Are we worried? 3 for 3 here now. Derrick Henry, very inopportune timing of it all. And obviously Derrick Henry's a stud. I mean, Derrick Henry is a massive piece of their offense, but you lose the ball late like this and continue to do it, you set your defense up for absolute failure and you lose games. The Baltimore Ravens are now 1-2.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're staring down a potential 1-3, or is it going to be the Chiefs? Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Ty Schmidt, the NFC North Green Bay Packers were the Kings for a long time. I see you got the coach's hat on your head right now with the G there, representing the Packers. This Lions team doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. I think the Packers had to recognize the Lions as an actual opponent in the division. Okay, that was the first stage.
Yeah, without a doubt.
From being the same old Lions to the brand new Lions.
Yeah, it's going to beat these guys by 4 touchdowns every single time. That's not the case.
Oh, Thanksgiving's cute, guys. You get to watch the Detroit Lions. You know what happens every other time? They're not a part of the conversation here in the NFC North. So the first stage was recognizing that they are a part of the NFC North. I think we've witnessed that happen with you over its entirety. Then whenever they got really good, there was still a lot of denial out of you. There was, nope, this is still the Lions, and they forever will be. You view the Bears the same exact way. It feels like that is how Packers fans feel, especially Packers ownership like you. Then last year, whenever they're number 1 seed in the NFC, there was a recognition, I think, by Packers fans like, okay, this team is a team. Then Ben Johnson leaves, Aaron Glenn leaves, a lot of holes. First week, they look like ass. I think there's been some confliction on whether or not everybody legitimizes the Lions. There's no questions asked now after, right? They are the brand new Lions and will be going forward for as long as MCDC is there?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I don't think they punched the Ravens in the mouth last night. Like, that's the Lions who we've come to know. Like, and as a Packers fan, like, you expect to see that every single time, the Lions play the Packers. Like, hey, they're going to out-physical them. They're going to go forward a bunch. And that was MCDC's whole point when everyone was making a big deal when both of the coordinators left. He's like, hey, theoretically, the way we've built things here, if I take a step back, like, this thing should be able to kind of hum on its own. Like, they have unbelievable players on both sides of the ball. They're super physical. And then we probably overreacted way too much, on both sides of the spectrum. Like, hey, the Packers looked really good week 1 against the Lions. And, wow, the Lions are a completely different team without Ben Johnson. And the defense doesn't look the same. Like, it obviously is going to take a little bit of time. And now we see last night. Like, I don't think that's crazy for Foxy to say that. I mean, we've been watching the Lions a lot. Like, this probably was the most convincing and impressive win that they've had in the Dan Campbell era, because this silences everything. Like, these guys are legitimate contenders to go to the Super Bowl.
I love the fact that Marlon Humphrey was running a 4.2 at this stage of his career. Love everything about it. Absolutely catching up there, as Sonic and Knuckles were just that last night, weren't they?
That's right. A lot of people week 1 were calling them ass and cheeks. I didn't like it one bit.
Yeah.
But now we're Sonic and Knuckles.
I didn't like that one bit either. I thought that was a little premature. D-Butt, what is your takeaway from last night? First of all, defense coordinator Kelvin Shepard.
Man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. What a showing.
Former teammate of ours.
Absolutely.
What is your takeaway from last night's Monday Night Football game? It was over. The over definitely did hit.
For sure, but exactly what Ty said. It's one thing to go on the road, and I was with BA, and just that environment coming out. BA asked me as soon as the intro started, national anthem, he's like, have you ever played a big-time night game or big-time game at this stadium? So the energy is different at that stadium. So to go on the road early in the season against a team that beat your ass last year, great quarterback, great whatever, and just punch him in the mouth. Like, to get out physical like that, 2 95-yard plus TD drives. Like, you rarely ever see that. You rarely see
was
one.
Was it 16 plays?
Well, I think
one of them
18.
One of them was 18 or 19. I
yeah,
thought it was
19. So, and that's when you really feel like the Sonic and Knuckles. It's one thing to be on the side of a team throwing for 500 yards on you, but when the team can just run the ball down your throat on your home field as a defense, that just takes all the pride out of you as a defense. So for the Detroit Lions, huge win. And Dan Campbell, look, he is the fourth down, go for it type of guy, and that the team knows what you're getting, that the offense knows what you're getting. To be a first-year coordinator with this team and be put in that moment on that stage, and then to get it and execute it. He had the flag. They would have got it anyway with the penalty, but to make that throw on a dot, like under pressure. They were calling him Gooflowski too. I know, ass and cheeks, Gooflowski.
People were loud about this line.
That one was valid.
Yeah, this is a big-time moment for this team, for this quarterback, this coach, these coordinators. I shout out Shep Dog, this defense. 7 sacks against Lamar Jackson. It was some, obviously, he put himself in those bad situations, but that's why he is who he is, because he can make those special plays and then keep Derrick Henry, 50 yards and a huge fourth. That wasn't just a fumble. Like, that was a great punch out by Aiden, man. So just a big time win. Early in the season for him, obviously a lot of ball left, but they really went and punched what we see as a physical team. I don't know, the numbers are saying something else about this Baltimore Ravens team, especially the defense, but that's the aesthetic we always think with the Baltimore Ravens, but he just got punched in the mouth by a more physical team with the Detroit Lions.
Last 2 seasons, I think through the first 3 quarters, they're like number 3 or 4 in the league in giving up points per game. And then in the fourth quarter, they're at like 9.3 points per game they're giving up, and it's 31st in the league or something like that.
Not good.
Not good, especially for a team that we think of being tough with what you're saying. Now, on the flip side of that, Coach, whenever you took over down in Tampa, I think they had a 5-11 season going into that season. You obviously become Super Bowl champion down there. And there's a lot of moving pieces to that. But with what MCDC has been able to do with this Detroit Lions thing, what is the most impressive part as like another coach? Like, what do you guys see him doing at Detroit that maybe nobody ever thought could happen there? And what have you seen how have you seen him operate that most coaches like kind of look and, I don't want to say give a shout out to, but like respect at the way he's doing?
Yeah, I think it started with his first press conference when they go bite your kneecaps off. And he set the tone that this is how the Detroit Lions are going to play. And that's how he lives, and the team has embraced it. And I never thought I'd see anybody go into Baltimore on a big night and beat them up. And they beat him up. And that's Dan Campbell. I mean, his personality personifies everything about this whole organization now, and the team. The guys rally around him. Jared Goff's playing fantastic. That was a very impressive win.
You talk about Baltimore. Obviously, you're in the AFC North for a long time. You're in the Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens rivalry for a long time. A lot of respect on both sides of the ball there for like how they play football and what they can do and their environments, especially home game at night, which is what you referenced to him as the game was starting. We were there for Ray's last game. We were there for Ray's last game.
How'd that go?
Well, he actually was in the backfield for the kneel down that they had after they were winning. And he was the last line, and he just stood in the middle of the field basically as the kneel down was happening. And it was another full on embrace of him. But that place, the Seven Nation Army, gets real loud. They come from a similar city as, the likes of Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and Boston and other places that love to talk shit. Okay, like Baltimore loves to talk shit. So you get that combined with our team plays a physical style, which is representative of the city. You would think, that would have an effect on the Detroit Lions, maybe, if they were a little bit soft. But this Baltimore Ravens team, the numbers are not
good.
Why? What the hell is going on? What is going on with the Baltimore Ravens? Do we need to ask that question? Go ahead, comment.
Well, I was just going to say, they're missing two of their best defensive linemen. Matabuke is the highest paid player on the defense, I think, before Kyle Hamilton signed his extension. Like, without him in the middle, they ran all over him, and that's why. And then you think about Van Noy, like, where were they gashing him? Up the middle and on the outside, and that's where Matabuke and Kyle Van Noy are supposed to be. And then when you talk about the tough teams, like, what do the tough teams do? They pound the football, and, Derrick Henry can do that. But you know what helps? Patrick Ricard. Like, the Ravens might never be healthy completely as an offense or a defense this whole year. It sucks, but
happens every year for them, doesn't it?
It happens every year, and that's the thing about the Lions. Like, right now, we're seeing the Lions healthy. Hopefully, they stay healthy. They're unbelievable. And then think about the offense for the Ravens. They scored 40 and 42 in their first 2 weeks. Like, that 30 points against the Ravens is going to be a massive win for defenses this year.
Yeah, they're giving up the most points this year.
How about Lamar? 97. How about Lamar Jackson though? Mm-hmm. There was a roll left.
He's ridiculous.
He's so good
Mark
at throwing
Andrews
the ball.
being back, like once Likely gets back, how much better, they're going to be on. But will they get back at the right time where they have enough time to continue to go?
Yeah, there's crazy stats about how many points they've scored and how they're the only team in the history of 1 and 2 or whatever. Yeah. And you watch Lamar, the highest passer rating, and that whole conversation just doesn't really still happen with Lamar. And some of the throws he makes are just absurd. Yeah. And then when he starts running like this one right here, I'm not going to take a big hit and I'm going to pull away. There's multiple times. He is dynamic. Yeah. Always will be.
But you got to finish. Fourth quarter, you got to finish, whether that's, him making plays in the pass game, and sometimes the best play is to throw it away, and it's hard to do. We played with Andrew Luck, which he never wanted to give up on a play. Big Ben was that type of quarterback, but sometimes it is best. You can't be in second and 18 or third and 21. You just can't put yourself in those situations. And defense giving up 97 points through 3 games. But defensively facing this Lions team, and all the bettors know, anybody watch this team, like, when you have Montgomery getting 4 or 5 hard-nosed carries, and do you see him jogging off to the sideline, unsnapping, and you see Zero jogging on the field, snapping his that's tough. That's tough, dude. That first drive when they showed the O-line on the bench, just gutted, sweating, getting their Gatorade, get their lights in, like, as a defense, that is just, that takes it out of you, having those fresh backs who are always going to, and they because every carry means and matters a little bit more to them because they know that next guy is going to be in there getting it. But that is, man, 295, like, I can't say that enough, man. That's how they won the game, just imposing their will on another team.
And they were talking a lot about how they get along, and they enjoy each other's success and everything like that. They definitely know how much everybody has, though. Both Sonic and Knuckles definitely know who's doing what out there. They don't want to let each other down, first of all, but also they don't want to give an inch, and that is a good thing to have, especially if they get along.
Yes.
Like if the guys get along, if you got two dogs that get along, they're also trying to do the same thing. And then offensive line-wise, I think there was a couple where Gibbs maybe got stopped for like a couple losses in a row, and he like got upset, and I'm like, there's so much to what he could be mad about there. Is it like he didn't see something, he didn't like it, there wasn't a hole, maybe the offensive line, or Montgomery's been rolling all over the place right now. And I'm like, there's just an added dynamic whenever you have 2 1s at any position, I think. And the fact that they're kind of going in the same direction, great for Dan Campbell and the Lions.
Jahmyr Gibbs got lit up. I mean, I thought he was going to get hurt because he got right in the middle catch right onto the goal line. And I honestly thought he was hurt, but then he comes off, and here comes Montgomery in, and that was Montgomery's first touchdown. Like, you talk about having an ego or anything like that, like the guy that gets you all the way down there, literally to the 1 yard line, while taking a vicious hit. I mean, I truly was worried about him when it happened. I'm very glad he was okay. Tough son of a bitch. And then, Montgomery comes in and scores. I was thinking about this last night. What draft pick do you think Jahmyr Gibbs is if you were to go back? Because remember when Jahmyr Gibbs got drafted 12? It was like, what are the Lions doing drafting a running back this high? And then they traded back up to get Jack Campbell. It was like, what the hell is going on?
They got buried for the job.
They got
killed. That was the worst first round of all time.
Yes, and so like now you look back on it, it's like Jahmyr Gibbs probably the freaking first pick of that draft if you were to quarterbacks and all that shit. But seriously, the way that has panned out for Brad Holmes and MCDC too, like talking about just knowing exactly what you're doing when you are 9-8 and teams don't respect you as much, but you still know, like, you give us a couple years, we're going to be that team. It's sweet.
The Ravens obviously have been perennial good and great at times. Their fans are starting to get antsy, it sounds like. Who's going to win the AFC North, you think, Coach?
Baltimore.
All right.
Hands down.
Hands down. Why is that?
I think they're the best team in the NFC North. I mean, AFC North, they got a good coaching staff. They got Lamar. They're scoring points out the butt. And that defense is going to come back. Sooner they're going to get those guys back. They're not going anywhere. And I think a game like this sometimes can galvanize a team like, hey, they embarrassed the shit out of us at our place, playing our style ball. This ain't happening again.
Yeah, it could be a lot to pull from, I think, if you're a coach, right? I would assume. There's a lot of questions about John Harbaugh. I mean, anytime they lose a game, obviously there's a lot of conversation about everything around there. And John Harbaugh's name gets mentioned a lot in it, because of the amount of double-digit leads and then losses and yada, yada. But they're in it every single year. Is this the year that they can figure out how to rally from this point and maybe a 1-3 start? There's a chance that is around the corner here.
I mean, this game on Sunday, it's obviously still very early, but this could be the kind of game where it's like the trajectory of both teams changes completely based on who wins and who loses that game.
Chiefs, Ravens.
Yeah.
Both 1-2.
Right.
What are you going to do? I don't know what the stats are exactly. We're trying to pull them. 1-3 teams, I have no idea what the stories are. I assume it's pretty similar to the other shitty. That is such a first quarter. You talk about the season in 4 quarters. Now it's 17 games, so it's 4 quarters, obviously, and a bonus in there. But it's starting out that big of a deficit, depending upon what division you're in, because there's a couple divisions that are shite, but there's a couple other that are very good. That's a long way back. Like Cincinnati Bengals last year, they put themselves in such a hole. Then they got hot late, remember? And it was just like a never-ending supply. So even if you have a very good team, which all these teams on rosters, in theory, should be good teams that we talk about in the championship thing, but it's still sometimes too much. Sometimes early you kind of find yourself in a hole too much. In the AFC North, though, I don't know what those holes are going to look like. I don't know what the rest of that's going to look like. Cleveland, okay, what happens there? Their defense.
Great football team.
Phenomenal. Unbelievable.
They're a great football team. They are a great football team.
Who'd they beat this past week?
They beat the Packers, which, a lot of people were saying was the best team in the NFL. And I'll tell you what I saw for 60 minutes on Sunday, that's a great football team.
The Cleveland, obviously. Yeah. Great football team. Pittsburgh Steelers going all in. Aaron's going incognito mode.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, totally.
Hoodie up. Mike Tomlin going to get the defense good. We're going to be good.
He better.
Whoa!
They forced 5 turnovers, BA. It's one of the best defenses in the freaking league.
Right. Turnovers are the big. They are huge. And Mike preaches the turnovers. And when they win the turnover battle, they normally win the game. but it hasn't happened a lot.
Let's go to Hammer, Dahn, AP Tone. Tone, you took a alternate spread last night for the Baltimore Ravens, I think -9.5.
Yeah.
And I think that only comes from your respect for the Ravens because of AFC North football. What are your thoughts on the AFC North as a whole, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the situation they're in, and the Baltimore Ravens losing a huge one here early?
Yeah, I was shocked. I did take -9.5 on the Ravens, and for all the reasons you guys said, I like going into Baltimore. The Lions doing that was an incredible win. I do still think the Ravens win the AFC North. I don't think they have anything to worry about there. I still think they win the Super Bowl as well. The Ravens are my Super Bowl pick. Listen. They've had some ups and downs to start the year. But the defense is going to figure it out. They're going to get those guys back, Zach or the DC. They kind of started slow last year too and figured it out. So I'm not worried about the Ravens yet. I think they still definitely win the division, and I still think they win the AFC too.
Hey, Tone, what's...
That's at your desk.
What the hell? Dude.
Super Bowl pick.
We got quarterback, DK Metcalf, Jalen Ramsey.
I can sit here and lie to you if you want.
John U. Smith.
He's an AP voter. He's an AP voter. He said, I'm a liar. I'm a journalist now. I'm part of the Associated Press.
Sometimes you got to separate your fan from your life and your job.
Nah, sometimes you got to lie.
Well, D-Bud is not lying. I think he just actually just kind of picks everybody. But you thought the Steelers were going to win the Super Bowl whenever Aaron Rodgers signed with the team. Did he not? He said that in the microphone.
I didn't say division, though.
Ooh.
You just said the Ravens are going to win division and the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But back then, it was Ravens going to win division, Steelers win the Super Bowl. They do better as a 6-7 seed.
Okay, so what is this year for the Steelers? We got Aaron for 1 year, right? 2 years. What is this for the rest of the way?
It feels like the last 5 years ish.
What about they just won? I mean, we're winning games.
Yeah, you beat a damn good Pacers team, brother.
I'm just telling you what I see after 3 games, and it's the defense can't get off the field. They can't really stop the run. The offensive line isn't really blocking anybody. So when you can't do those things, it makes winning football games hard. But, that's what the Steelers do is win football games. So they're still going to win, just not win enough to win the big one.
Well, I'll tell you what, they look better than Cincinnati.
They do look better than Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. So back to your point, Baltimore Ravens going to win the AFC North?
Totally.
Good luck, Lamar.
They better.
Just keep scoring points. Some point they'll get a stop. Lamar being so nasty through the sky just does not get enough praise because the entire conversation is how good of a runner he is. Remember, running back. Mm-hmm. He's a running back playing quarterback. Coming through the combine in the draft process. Hey, you ever think about maybe running some routes for us? Just want to kind of see you think, no, I'm a quarterback. The only guy that really believed in himself alongside his mom, who was acting as his agent and manager, I think still the only ones publicly basically saying, no, he's quarterback, he's quarterback, he's quarterback. Everybody else was like, he should be open to maybe trying to get on the field too at some places. Like that was a real convo because of how insanely fast, athletic, quick, and elusive he is as a runner with the ball. He's just a different level of athlete. And then now that he's become the best passer, is what the passer rating judgment says. You can obviously put a bunch of arms up there and say, hey, who's the best arm user? Who's the best passer? All that shit. Who has the strongest arm? I don't know if he wins every single one. But passer rating, some of these throws he was making last night were just filthy. And then he makes the next one. And then the next one. And then the next one. I think that's the difference between good and great, right? Is
totally.
Making the throws on a consistent level.
He's always been able to spin it. Even back in Louisville, he could spin it now. And I compared him a lot to Michael Vick coming out. And Mike could spin it too, but Lamar was more accurate when Mike coming out. Now they're both running 4.2, and the legs were obviously their go-to. And but Lamar can spin it as good as anybody in the league right now.
Yeah, right now he was, fadeaway shots, big shots, deep shots, cross shot. Every throw is just looking natural. And I think whenever you have good arm talent, you can probably make that like one. And then the next one's going to be a miss.
Aaron.
And then there's going to be a little inconsistency. There's going to be like a behind. It was like every throw was right where it was supposed to be. And it's like, I feel like that's what like Peyton, Tom, I assume Aaron, all the like high-level throwers are like every throw needs to be in the perfect spot. Lamar's at that point. The fact that he has held himself to that standard to work to become to that level of thrower when he could just rely, he would be a fucking Hall of Fame quarterback just with his legs and what he was able to do with his arm. The fact that he put in the work clearly throwing the ball to become this passer, it's like so much respect for everything going on over there.
Well, and that's what's weird when you bring up like the fourth quarter, stats for the Ravens with them blowing leads and everything. Like Lamar almost seems like if you could create someone to kind of salt a game away in the fourth quarter, it'd be a guy like Lamar. He can make every single throw. Like if there's ever a 3rd and long, it's like, hey, there's a good chance if he needs to, like, he can get us 17 yards. He can pick up a long first down. And then not to mention Derrick Henry, too. Like, you would think that two-headed attack right there, like, that's what salts away games. And for whatever reason, it's just not. It hasn't been working.
What the hell's going on with Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
We know how strong he is.
Yeah.
I'm one of Derrick Henry's actual biggest fans, just because, just like Cam Newton, when you see somebody that is just not supposed to, like, clearly their body type is not supposed to be able to do the job that it's doing, you can't help but just marvel, like, holy shit, he is so big, so strong, so fast, so durable.
Yeah.
All the so manys that you want to have that's good. This is not who he is, though.
No.
They say once a fumbler, always a fumbler. That's what football people say. Now, I had a run that was rule of fumble. I'd like to say I was Dahn, though.
Sure.
Because the wrist bone and the hip.
Right.
That's Dahn.
Today's NFL.
Yeah, Ed Hockley didn't let it. And so I have a documented fumbler, and I think I do have good ball security. But that ref, one of the greats, certainly fucked that one up. But he is one of the greats. We would like him to potentially be in New York running a lot of things, which we could potentially talk about later. But why is it started? Does it just what do you think it is? And now guys know, though, right?
Yeah.
This becomes something you guys put a bullseye on defense?
Yeah, so all the good things, the one – bad. It's how big he is. It does give a bigger surface, and it is easier to kind of hit that ball. And this was just a great play, too, by Aiden coming from behind because Derrick never sees him, so he's not tucking it. We saw Tiki Barber switch it up, kind of have whatever point through his career going super high and tight. Some runners, I think I heard either Shannon Sharp talking about Emmett. He was a left-handed ball carrier type of guy, so no matter where he was going, he was always going to have the ball in his left hand. So maybe it's some of those things. Some people are talking about maybe it's the sleeves, but I sent in something, I think Yahoo or somebody put in his fumbles by quarter. Because, like, fumbles matter. We've seen running backs get benched, not to see the field anymore. Obviously, that's not going to happen with Derrick. But when you're in the fourth quarter of a game, we all saw the prime time against the Bills. They had the game in hand, fumbled it. And then last night again. Like, I don't know. It's definitely in his head. You saw him on the sideline, absolutely beside himself. You barely see him show that type of emotion. So it's in his head now, and it's definitely a red dot for defense now. You're going to be targeting. We know how prevalent the punch-out is league-wide, so everybody's going to be targeting the ball right now. But that number right there is staggering. First quarter, 4 fumbles, second quarter, 3, third quarter, 2, and then fourth quarter, to Todd's point, when you are trying to run the clock out, they always have these, two scored leads. 10 fumbles in the fourth quarter, that you can't have that.
Coach B.A., what are you saying to him? Because obviously your offense depends on him having success as well. So it's not like you can just say, hey, you fumbled again, I'm going to take you out completely. Or is that something you have to say? I don't think you can say that to Derrick Henry, though, especially on that.
No, not at all. I think it's something that, hey, let's look at how it happened. It was a backside punch out, but he had it high and tight. All right? He actually had it up here when it got punched out. I don't want him running with 2 hands on it. That's for damn sure. Just keep doing what you're doing, and let's protect it better. Keep working at it, and I'm not harping on it because I don't want it to happen again. I don't want you thinking about it.
Let's not focus on this thing. Okay, yeah, a lot of good runs too. Okay, yeah, we need to certainly. The ball's a program now. We need to certainly take care of that, but it does. Maybe there's some misfortune too to it.
3 for 3.
Yeah,
that's tough. That's
3 for
tough.
3 is tough.
But there's got to be there's some misfortune to it.
Of course.
Still. Like even that.
Because if that punch hits his arm, which Aiden Hutch has been training, he has been training. He's been dancing too. He's been doing a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
I've seen him dancing.
He was dancing
all over the place.
Hutch
was dancing.
Basically naked.
I didn't see that.
What video did you watch?
He was. Okay. And that's why he can punch the ball out.
No, yeah, shave the arms, the whole thing. I get what you're saying, but no, I think he has been working possibly, and that's a good thing to get good at.
Yeah.
Darius Leonard was here when he was playing great football. That guy was all over the place. I think he talked about taking actual boxing classes and working on his punch, and that became a real weapon for him. Mm-hmm. He was punching one out every game, basically.
The peanut punch.
Yeah, the peanut punch.
Pagano.
Then Chuck Pagano made a video on, listen, when you deliver this punch, we want guys to come from here. You can't be doing this. And all of a sudden, Peanut got a little bit offended. Is this guy saying fucking created.
Yeah.
I got to check on Chuck.
Chuck Pagano's in a bad spot right now. A couple tough work.
Figure it out, Chuck.
Yeah, but you saw his guy. We talked about it last night. I sent it in the group text. One of his safeties sacrificed his body, saw an outside shoulder, so that his brother could make a tackle. That is Chuck Pagano losing his mind right there. Love everything about a sacrifice you hear, proper shoulder, proper everything you're doing this.
That's a full sellout right there. Brian Branch had one too, which was a great play. Threw a penalty on it, bullshit, but great play. That's an unbelievable play right there.
Marlon Humphrey, who chased down David Montgomery, too, doing both things.
What a run by him. I also I don't know if D-Butt would like to talk about it. Oh, there's Baltimore Ravens, there's a blackout. Why they got white gloves on?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's that all about?
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Why they got the white gloves?
It does look kind of good, though. It's kind of swaggy.
Now, when you lose...
we always talk about wear the gloves the color of the other team.
Yes.
Yeah. They can't see, especially offensive linemen, you can't see you hold. So normally you wear the gloves of the color of the other team.
Yeah, that's what I was implying. Looks like there's some cheating going on from
Bit of
Chuck
holding
Pagano.
over there.
Yeah, they're getting real handsy, huh? Getting real right there on the jersey.
As soon as they jump, you just grab them.
Raven fans are not too happy with old Marlon right now.
We got Kevin O'Connor.
Throw away the podcasting equipment.
Thanks
Sick
a
of
lot.
it.
There is a time and a place for all things, we believe.
Yeah.
True.
You know, and as somebody that was lucky enough to kind of work on second career while first career was happening, there was quite a balance of hey, now he's much different than me, obviously, vastly. All these guys that have actual podcasts in play now are vastly different than who I was. A fucking punter, okay? So I'm 3 shanks away from getting cut regardless, let alone having a personality. So I very much knew, hey, we can't be like Lamar on every throw. The reason why I noticed is because I would hit 3 good punts, 4th one would be bad, okay? 3 good punts, maybe 4 good punts, 5th one would be bad. There was always a shank coming or a miss coming. Once you start getting a little bit louder, a little bit of a platform and drawing some, let's say, attention to yourself. Yeah, we can't be having the 3 out of 4.
Gotta eliminate that one.
We gotta, you cannot be the liability ever. This can never come. So for me, that changed how I actually had to operate completely. And if I had a terrible game or if we lost or something, you gotta read that balance too. We talked about Micah with this.
Yeah.
Whenever he was with the Cowboys, it's I respect and appreciate that Micah wants to build something, but also there's a time and a place, to do it. You gotta kind of feel that out. But in the modern world, a lot of these guys potentially leaving a lot of money on the table if they don't kind of activate their own NIL while all these college kids are doing it as well. It's just you got to find a balance, because people don't want to hear shit.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't want to hear shit from you, okay? Unless we're winning games. You got to remember why they're there, too. People are listening to you right now because you are a member of the team that you are a part of. So if team's not doing good, they don't care. And that's just a fact of the matter.
Without a doubt.
That is. Now, some guys, I think, have built their own brand outside of their team pretty good. Travis Kelce, obviously. And by building brand, I mean just notable. And he had so many shows. Mahomes, I think there's a couple guys. Yeah. Lamar, I think, obviously. Actual influencers.
Yeah.
Josh
Allen.
A lot of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, but not all of the quarterbacks.
Not all of them, no.
Yeah, but a lot of the quarterbacks are bigger or can sustain their brand without a team.
Correct.
But everybody else, basically, and I am definitely the most part of this, the people are listening to you because of the team that you're on. So you just got to remember that whenever you're kind of balancing talking to them and your team stinks.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then the flip side of that is if he picks off Patrick Mahomes 2 times, people are going to be like, we need an episode right now, tonight. Let us know what you saw.
Bingo, just ride it.
Yeah, exactly.
If I was a player nowadays with how many deals you guys are offered and shit like that, I would say don't agree to a guaranteed release date for each show.
Need X amount every week or whatever.
Yeah, don't do that. Just give them a 10 of them. We'll do 10 of them, and then you hope you get 10 wins, or maybe you drop 2 in 1 week after then you can just do it in a positive way, as opposed to these agents who are super geniuses. I got you some real comfortable options here. You're going to need to make one every Monday and Wednesday. They're going to pick the best of that. That's every game. And they're going to want you to be authentic whenever you lose. That's part of the podcast. And it's raw. It's genuine. People don't get to see that. So we want 2 of those, each one every single week. It's in theory, sounds good because it's a guarantee and it's comfortable. But in the reality is whenever you lose and you got to do that, it's going to fucking suck. And everybody is going to tell you that you suck because of what you're doing. So, hey, we're in transition era.
Exactly.
We're in a transition era right now. We're figuring it all out right now. We're figuring it all out. As a coach, I couldn't even imagine trying to balance it all, honestly. the things that Chuck told me, and Chuck was dealing with me, I mean, I couldn't even imagine. You think you'd be a little bit better at punting balls if you didn't tweet so much? One of the first things he said to me. I was like, man, I tweet while I'm hanging out in my house. I don't play video games. I don't watch movies, really. I mean, I used to go out. I guess I could start doing that again, but I'm just sitting at my house whenever I do that. And if I suck, I will stop for sure. Okay, deal.
That's the thing too, because it doesn't really impact your performance. Like whatever you do in your off time, you're doing it your off time. But even like as a teammate, like if we just went out there and gave up, 200 yards rushing or a big fourth, that we just lost a big game. Every game is a big game. We just lost a game, and I got to see my teammate, pod the next day or right after the game or some shit like that. I'm going to feel some type of way. And I know it's not impacting your performance, too. I see you work every day. I see you practice every day. I see you in meetings. But
hopefully.
It's just a bad look. We used to have, whether it's a radio show every week or something, when you lose, it's like, man, it's Tuesday. I don't show up at Hardee's and sign out. And, that's just what it is. So, but it's, like you said, it is a part of it. There's a lot of money on the table. I get that part of it. Everybody understands that as a professional, but it is just a bad look overall.
From our generation, I don't know what the younger generation thinks. That's just coming from us. For
True.
For you, for dealing with it, like how is it? What is the conversation? Because that had to evolve since you were coaching with Bear Bryant to now. Because that Tuesday show, that Tuesday radio show thing became a very just synonymous with football. Mm-hmm. Like on Tuesday, the coach does a local show, a player mate do a local show, a radio hit. That just became like normal operating business, I think, for teams. Was that a big transition when that happens? And then nowadays, how do you, because you've been alive through all of it, coached through all of this stuff, the transition of it all.
Yeah, it used to be just the coach's show. Players were never on it, and you watched it just see if he's going to rip your ass on TV, or is he going to, they always say, here's mom and dad, and, Coach Bryant, his show was the best. And but then it just kept evolving, and players got more involved, and now the players are on, the coaches aren't. It's like, oh, that's a little different. And for me, it was just respectful of your teammates. Whatever you say, tell the truth. Just be respectful of your teammates. All right? I don't want you coming in here with somebody kicking your ass.
True. There's no need for any drama to be in this locker room.
We don't need drama in the locker room.
And also, you can be respectful of your teammates on the field too. Like if it's a field goal and you're the holder, for instance, okay? And there's a D lineman that is very large, and he says something to like maybe the greatest of all time kicker, and then don't feel obligated as the punter to say something back to that guy that is very, very high-level shit talk. Do not feel obligated to do that because you're not the person that has to actually do that. An offensive lineman now has to block said person. And offensive lineman says, I just got done with an 85-yard drive. Why are you starting any shit for me to have to deal with right now? And that's disrespectful of me. So in the moment, I apologize.
It's learning.
To both parties.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on. And can't do it on the show, can't do it on the field. You got to respect your teammates, build a winning culture. And it's still possible, I think, even with the way the world is.
I think for sure. I mean, that's the world today. So as a coach, you got to adapt to it. And hopefully the right guys have the shows.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I don't know if I was the right guy for it, but I think you go back and check one photo. That photo. He was in the back.
It was a good photo.
He was in the back there.
Photo.
Yeah, that was
good shot.
That was problematic. Other than that, pretty clean. Everything's up. Everything's still up, not deleted. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is the embodiment of the next generation of coaching, I think. He's already a guy that's been put onto Coach Bruce Arians' top 3 coaches in the entire NFL. He's won the Coach of the Year. He's turned around an operation and a program to make us all believe that anybody could play quarterback for his team and they'd win. Ladies and gentlemen, the living legend, I'd say, former quarterback, got cut before he could sit down in a Jets building. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, Coach.
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing well. You're about 6 feet away from a living legend there, right to your right.
Coach B.A., absolutely. You're 100% right. And on that note,
there he is right there.
He thinks you're on your way, brother. He's a very big fan of yours. I don't know if you've got a chance to hear that. Do you know Coach B.A. at all, KO?
I got a chance to shake his hand, when I was a younger coach, and he was rolling there in Tampa. Always been a huge fan, obviously going back a long time watching his offenses play. But the side of it that he's talking about, I got a chance to hear some of what you guys were just talking about. He's a standard setter for winning culture, whether it's now 2025 or going back a long way. Got nothing but respect for Coach.
Well, that's the same here, brother. I love what you're doing, and I think you could coach anybody to play quarterback except me. I went 2 games without completing a pass.
Okay. Well, I think that would not happen with KO. Let's
he
talk.
might have been able to fix me.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you're calling your own plays, you might have been a little bit better. But KO, let's talk about that. That whole narrative about you being able to coach or, drop a play literally in the dirt for any quarterback. I think you have tried to humble that. We heard stories last year of you literally telling the quarterback in his headphones until 15 seconds on the play clock, like what everybody's route was and what everything was, and you were having success. So that obviously leads to Carson Wentz here being the most recent quarterback for you to have success with. That was by far the best football that I've seen him play. That was the most in structure I've ever seen him play. What did you see from Carson Wentz that got you excited for him to come to the Vikings? And then now that you've had a chance to play a game with him or coach a game with him, what are your thoughts about him and the Vikings offense as a whole if he has to continue to play?
Yeah, well, I've always been, a fan of Carson's going back a long way. I mean, I was in the division coaching in Washington as a quarterback coach and coordinator when he was playing at an unbelievable level for the Eagles, and then people forget how good of a year he had in Indianapolis. There and whenever that was, 2021, I think it was. So I've always just known about the player, going back to evaluating him coming out of North Dakota State. Big, strong, smart. I think the game makes sense to him in a lot of ways, both pre and post snap. So I thought it would be a big thing for our team to add that kind of experience. Former second pick in the draft, a guy that's been on this quarterback journey and at different stops and different capacities, and it has a unique perspective, I think, now that not only can help our young quarterback, but can really help our whole team. So that was really the hope of bringing Carson to Minnesota. And then on top of that, once he arrived here, you start seeing a guy that this guy can do a lot of things at a really high level at the quarterback position still. He's only 32 years old, which is turning into a young quarterback nowadays with the way Tom kind of reset the number at the position age-wise. What Aaron's doing now at his age, obviously. But here's what I know. I think Carson Wentz, when I think about him playing at his best, I mentioned it to Carson this past week, and I mentioned it to our team and in the post-game press conference. I really see him as a point guard, a guy that can see the whole field. He can put the ball in play. I thought he played with great fundamentals from the pocket, a base that allowed him to be grounded and kind of make quick decisions that played right alongside his fast eyes to be able to diagnose where to find the voids and vacancies to attack the defense. And really, that's what our offense is all about. And we're trying to build plays that allow him to throw the ball in open areas to some really good players, as we see right here with Justin Jefferson, unbelievable pitch and catch, run after catch right there to start a 2-minute drive and allow us to score on 3 plays. I mean, there was just a lot of Carson just kind of letting the game come to him, being really disciplined with his feet and his eyes and trusting in the system that we have here. But at the same time, we wanted to put together a plan that he was really comfortable with, which is always the starting point to allow a quarterback to go into Sunday with a bunch of confidence. And I was really happy with the way he played.
Yeah, I'd say that touchdown we just showed was to go up 48-3 in the third quarter,
Yikes.
week 3. That's a nice little start to a game. That's an anxiety reliever. We're going up 48-3, okay? Now, I know what the Vikings did to the Colts. Okay, I understand that. There was a whole conversation about 33-zip earlier today with Cam Bynum. But, whenever your team's rolling like that and you see how special it is, do you get excited about it? Do you know your team is the same team or better than the team that was last year? When do you think you'll get a feel of that? Because last year you're fighting, obviously, for the number 1 seed in the NFC with the Detroit Lions last week of the season. This year, J.J. McCarthy gets hurt. Carson Wentz steps in. He has success. Feels like you're going to be able to have success offensively this season, which might have been the only question mark at quarterback. Feels like you're going to figure that out. Do you feel like the same feelings as you had last year? What did you learn from last year, maybe, that kind of continues this trend that you're on?
I think it's a really good question, but for us, it was more about from one Sunday to the next at US Bank Stadium, and I challenged our team after our Atlanta game of really we don't even know what.
We don't.
Yeah, no, we don't know.
And now we never will.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Oh, you got frozen there. Hold on, I think you're muted now. And you're back.
You got me?
Yeah, you said I told the team after the Atlanta game that we don't even know, and then it stopped. So we thought we'd never find out, to be clear. But your team did find out when you don't even know.
Pat, we didn't know really what we are. We did so many things in that game that didn't give us a chance to win the game by some of the things we were doing to ourselves. And what I asked for was to allow our philosophy on winning games to come to life, and that was forcing some turnovers on defense, protecting the ball on offense, having some physicality at the line of scrimmage to be able to run the football, and then generate a completion mindset in the pass game to allow our playmakers to make plays. I thought our kicking game, both our punter and our kicker, were phenomenal. The coverage units with a bunch of young players on it were phenomenal, and I thought the way Flo called the defense from an attacking mentality from the jump just kind of allowed the energy and the momentum of the game to just play off of all three phases for 60 minutes. And I told our team afterwards, we now have the answer of what it can look like, but we've got to understand that it was about the preparation for the week, the mindset coming off of the fact that we had to deal with a little adversity head on. And in this day and age, if you allow things to outside your building from the noise and hey, this is what they are, this is what they aren't. And I understand all that. And that's what makes our game so great and popular is people want to talk about our game 24/7. They want to watch our game 24/7. But it still is old school principles of figuring out what it's going to take to win a game. What does your identity of your team look like? And that may be different from last year, to answer your original question. And it's about the identity of this team and then putting that together and making it come to life against NFL teams and game plans where things are going to be hard at times. And that's when the best parts of this team, our leadership and our coaching staff need to band together to find a way to win a game a week. And I know that's a cliche, but you get too far away from that, you can find yourself searching for answers that don't need to be too far away. They're right in front of you sometimes. You just got to go to work and fix some of the things that will give you a great chance to win a game.
Hey, the process. We're trying to win right now. This meeting, right now. Let's win this meal right now. Let's win this conversation right now. And then the game, guess what?
Yeah.
Win itself. Okay, everything else has to happen. The more you can get the team focused on that, the better. But boy, after beating the shit out of a team, it is tough to do that. That's why I would not be a good head coach, because I'd be with the boys. Hey, yeah. Carson, this backup quarterback, boy. We smoked the Bengals. They were talking about the Bengals maybe winning the Super Bowl, these motherfuckers. It'd be hard not to do that. Yeah. So we know we're a part of the problem. So just know that we are a part of the problem. But good on you being the one that has to handle all that. It's not just you, though. There's another legend on that coaching staff that you just referenced. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, Coach. I know you go way back with Brian Flores. And, Bruce, you could run the video while I'm asking this question. Like, what is it like preparing, against this guy, sharpening, I guess, iron versus iron, preparing going into the game? Because his defense, you talked about the attacking style, but even before the snap he's even had, if you're looking at the screen, all these different things that the quarterback has to deal with. So I want to know what it's like going in to a game or even to a season with him, and then the performance of Isaiah Rodgers. I want you to talk about that a little bit as well.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, D-Butt, that I'm always probably the happiest guy when training camp's over because we no longer have to, really prepare on a daily basis for just about anything, because the way Flo and his staff operate, they're trying to give those players, and it helps a lot having a guy like Harrison Smith back on the field, Andrew Van Ginkel back on the field, to truly unleash kind of that think tank of Flo and his staff of disguise and applying, mental pressure to go along with the physical pressure that they can bring every single snap. And then what are the counter punches off of that? How are they protecting some of those looks, making, a lot of things start out looking the same, but they're different. Just really good principles of football. And the best thing about Flo is his ability to teach it, his ability to give the players ownership of each and every plan each week to allow them to just go out there and play fast and make it all come to life. He allows me to go in there and talk to the defense on Saturdays, the day before the game, the plan's in. I kind of have a good feel for that plan. And it's one of the most fun times I have all week because these guys are absolutely ready to, get to the stadium the next day and go play and go do their thing. But it's all the work that goes in that leads into that moment and then ultimately into these games that I think Flo and his staff do a tremendous job. And I'm so fortunate to have him here commanding that defense and what it brings to the mentality of our whole team week in and week out has been a winning edge for us. There's no question about that.
I love that you go in and talk to the defense. I also appreciate every time we have a mic'd up video of you talking to the team.
Yeah.
You're a great communicator, bro. You're a great. I don't know. BA, phenomenal communicator, had his own way of doing things. The way BA talked. Obviously, Chuck Pagano, I heard him. He was more of a storyteller. Okay, he was telling stories out there, and he would act that shit out every once in a while as well. Rich Rodriguez, this guy, hilariously intense human being. Okay, like that is, had a great message. All of them come in different ways. Your delivery and your messaging and your communication with the team, obviously because you're an ex-player, you probably maybe saw a coach that acted similar to how you act now, maybe got some influence from, or how do you find who you are? And then how much are you thinking about the messages that you're sending? Are you reading books, watching movies, looking things up? ChatGPT, Grok, maybe? How are you figuring out? AI's got a big fucking brain.
Grok's stupid.
Whoa.
Grok's dumb.
Grok has gotten a few things wrong.
ChatGPT, all right. Grok.
What was he saying? What was Grok saying out there?
We can talk about after, Coach. I don't want to waste Coach time.
Grok's been wrong a little bit. Grok's been on a little bit of a tear. But on that note, how do you come up with the messages, and why do you think you communicate the way you do? Is it kind of following somebody else that you've seen or played for?
Yeah, I think the one thing I learned after all these years, and whether it was being a rookie around, Coach Belichick, getting to win a Super Bowl with Sean McVay, there was a lot of great coaches in between along that journey of being a player and a coach. I could not do this job unless I was me, just authentically me every single day. I think it'd be awfully hard to try to be somebody else and then try to handle the moments of adversity while you're playing the part of somebody else. That just seems like an impossible task. So what I've tried to do is just figure out the principles of who I want our organization to be, and then I want to consistently be the version of that for our guys, so that they never have to wonder who they're going to get in front of them. They never have to question the authenticity of the message. They know it comes from a place that is in the best interest of them, both as players and as people, and ultimately about growth and development of everybody, me included. That's probably the best way to answer it. I would say that the messaging post-game is authentic and as real as it gets, because I really do not think about any of those things before I go in there. And it's more about making sure I acknowledge the people that had performances that day that led us to winning football games. Many times it goes back to conversations one-on-one with the player, like a Christian Darrisaw throughout the week of, hey, I envision handing you a football after this game and saying how proud I am of you and what you mean to me and what you mean to this organization, the journey you've been on post-injury. That's where we're going. Let's figure out how we're going to get there throughout the week is what I believe the formula to doing that is. You can't be one without the other. That wouldn't be coaching. That would just be motivational speaking at that point. You got to be able to fulfill your obligation as a coach to then back it up with the messaging that you have. And I do it all through the lens of, as a former player, I never really thought I reached my truest potential, and it wasn't a coach's fault, but it was more of a mindset of me, allowing my mind to worry and focus on things that were outside of my control. So I'm constantly trying to be that voice for our guys to allow them to focus on the present, focus on what actually matters to help them win football games. And through that process, you build unbelievable relationships. I'm sure Coach can attest to this, is what he probably looks back on the fondest is just the relationships on an individual level with players. Even in this day and age with the dynamic of, the college level that these players come from, guys, like you can still form relationships that matter. You can still form things that will glue together your team in a way that allows you to handle the ups and downs of an NFL season. And it's my favorite part of the job, if I'm being honest with you.
That's awesome to hear. You just gave like a full synopsis on coaching and relationships and wisdom and passing things on to other people. That was wonderful. Listen, thank you for that. And Coach B.A., you coach with Bear Bryant, okay, all the way through, coaching Tom Brady here in the boys down in Tampa Bay. How did you find who you were? And is it all just about finding the best version of the players? That's all you're trying to do?
Yeah, I think players see through bullshit. First thing, you cannot bullshit players, man. You got to be honest with them, and the truth hurts sometimes. I say, my door's always open. You might not get the answer you want to hear, but you will get the truth. All right. And why you're not playing? You suck right now. All right. Now you can get better, but you ain't trying to get better. All right. Now, they'll look at you like, I thought you were going to hand me the job. No, you got to earn this shit. And but you got to be real with them all the time, and I think they really, really respect that.
Yeah, I think so. And KOC, not every ex-player is a good coach either, man. So that's a trait that I think only very few have. Congrats on having that, and the game is lucky that you're deciding to give back. Now, on that note, giving back. You got a couple international games here. Going Germany. No,
Ireland. Yeah, the McQuaid Bowl.
Yeah, I forgot. You got Pittsburgh in Ireland.
Yeah.
There's a chance Carson, McCarthy or Carson, I don't know if the decision's been made, whatever the case. I'm not putting you in shit right now. Carson Wentz running around there in Ireland, though, you could pick up an entire country of fans.
First one off the bus, no matter what.
Yeah, definitely. And potentially make sure everybody sees that red shit.
Yeah, maybe have him play with a leather helmet.
Yeah, and wear shit.
Yeah.
Do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do the whole thing, okay? Have him do that. You might pick up the entire country. Pittsburgh Steelers have a deep history with Ireland, ambassador over there and everything like that. Going to be electrifying. Their fans are awesome from what our experience was with college ball. What is your thoughts quickly, we only have like 30 seconds or so, on the back-to-back international games and what you're saying to the boys about making history here in Ireland?
Yeah, I think it's, from the jump, it's always been about a great opportunity for us. I mean, to get to play in Ireland first and foremost is going to be an unbelievable experience. We've had success doing the kind of the one game trip before. That's how we'll handle this first game. And then we'll make our way over to London, and we'll have a full week of preparation there before going into the bye. But I can tell you this much, to get to play these games at these unbelievable venues that we're technically the road team at both these games, but I know what it's like to have to go to Pittsburgh or have to go to Cleveland in those atmospheres and environments. I know it's going to be electric, but it beats being the road team, the true road team on the, going to some of these places to play these hostile environments. And we've got to go there and try to, it's a great opportunity to build new Vikings fans, make people learn about our team, how we roll, how we operate, and go compete and try to win a couple games against two really good teams.
Yeah, we got Kevin O'Connell, J.J. McCarthy, and Justin McJefferson coming off the bus. All right, good luck out there, man. Safe travels. You're the man. All right, we're back on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. Goodbye.
You know what? I think there's only one thing left to do here. I've experienced cafecito time. I've experienced the wonderful culture. I've experienced the beautiful people, and I think we got some Canes over here. We got some Canes over here. We got some Canes over here. This day in Coral Gables is going to be one that I will remember for the rest of my life. Ray Lewis started his dance right here at Miami. Ed Reed started his legendary run here at Miami. The legends of football run deep. The moments are special. The national championships are in abundance. Just last year, a lovely University of Miami woman diver from Italy won a national championship. This thing's been staring at me all damn day.
You're out of your mind, brother. You're crazy.
Kirk, I'm a little winded.
That's what I was going to say. You talked the whole time you were running. I'm giving you a chance to catch your breath, you son of a bitch. You're crazy.
I hope somebody got a lifesaver over there.
Is there a life
or something? My man's out of breath.
It is a long way to the top.
Are you going to jump in your suit? Are you going to jump in that full suit?
Yeah, so
I'm tired for you.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, he's going to take the jacket off. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, he's taking the shirt off now.
Okay. All right.
Looking ripped.
Looking
ripped.
fit.
Oh, he's taking the drawers off.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The pants.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Not the drawers.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you come to this beautiful campus, you will notice quickly that the students here love this university. They love this atmosphere. And I'm with everybody. I think the U is back. Give me.
He's got the speed on. Oh my God.
Give me the.
Canes, baby.
Here it goes.
Oh God.
Here it goes. Feet together. Feet together.
I think that was the lead so for the pencil.
Harry's got the U. Flashing it out. McAfee with the refreshing plunge. Miami and Florida tonight. Let's have a look at that again. Check out the form, Herbie. Oh, man.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pink.
damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this magical BA Day, September 23rd, 2025. Hour 2 of the program begins right now. Football is I jumped offside.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a hard count. That's a 47-year football coach, BA there. Obviously, an incredible amount of wisdom and also stories and enlightenment on ball that have certainly changed the vibes in the Thunderdome every time he's in here. We appreciate the hell out of you. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. 9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB, Good D, Bad D, the Man-to-Man podcast, and NFL Matchup Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Butler.
Is
that back?
It's not back yet, Mr. Kim. We're working. He's
he's
on the board as well.
Yeah, season 2.
He's busy right now, man. I mean, we've been working on the pod season 2 for months, brother. It's going to take some time.
When's that coming back? Let's go to Detroit Lions superfan Evan Foxy. The pod not coming back is heartbreaking news on this glorious Tuesday for you.
Listen, I'm so jacked up. There's not many things that can make me more happy after that Detroit Lions win, but if the pod came back, I'd be the happiest person on earth.
Truly.
Right
Oh, yeah? Well, guess what? Not everybody has a cool team that does fun shit on offense and is in a caboodle all the time, okay? So why don't you shut up back
Well, then
there?
why don't you give me a cool podcast that I can listen to, okay?
Well, I was just going to say, you are in luck because it is in production right now. We've actually just been given the heads up. We're looking at a 2028 season 3. So
I didn't know we were allowed to say that.
I didn't want
I was selling it.
I know. I didn't want to just spit it out, but I figured, you know what? They're asking for it. Let's just.
All right,
let's
2028.
Yeah.
Let's get a countdown.
Teaser drops next week, too. Don't forget.
Let's get a countdown.
This is like Avatar, the movies. This is unbelievable.
Exactly. It's that big of a production. It's going to
Just don't do anything to the whales, okay?
Yeah.
Do whatever you got to do. Just don't do anything to the whales.
We will say the villains will be similar.
Okay. All right. Live from Hammer.
Dahn.
It's one half of the Hammer. Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone. In the first hour, we didn't chat much about college ball. Huge weekend this weekend for college. Obviously, we're heading up to Happy Valley for college game day for Oregon versus Penn State, which is a real, okay, here we go. Now we're playing football for both those teams, which we have for the rest of the year. What are some other games that we should be looking at? College ball is about to throw, I think, 105 maybe on the tape.
Right on the tape, right on the black.
Yeah, I didn't remember. It was painter tape.
You can say both work.
Okay, well, that's MLB talk.
It depends on what league you're playing in.
Yeah, and also, I wanted to pump a couple D.
Hey, shout out Kershaw.
Yeah, shout out to Kershaw. What a run.
Hell yeah.
Really appreciate what he did. But anyways, 105 right there on the paint says college football basically week in, week out. Certainly this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, week one was incredible with those 3 top 10 matchups. This is the best weekend since then. Obviously, you talked about Oregon at Penn State. It'll most likely be a whiteout Oregon going in there.
It is a whiteout.
There you go. Neither of these teams have played anybody yet, so it's going to be really exciting to see that one. But there are a ton, Pat. Alabama is at Georgia. Ooh. So, I mean, that one could decide the SEC. Alabama has played much better since losing to Florida State. And obviously, Georgia had that big win against Tennessee. USC goes into Illinois. Now, USC has been the talk of the Big Ten as far as teams that aren't getting talked about enough. Stanford Steve and all those saying USC should be ranked higher. They go into Illinois, who came off a huge loss to Indiana, but it's a chance for both of those teams to make a statement there. Ohio State goes to Washington. It's kind of really their first test since Texas this season, so that's an interesting one. LSU and Ole Miss. LSU ranked number 4, but their wins now are against Florida and Clemson. So do we have a good view on LSU or not? So and then going to Ole Miss.
I don't know. They got a 6'5" safety. They got a 6'3" corner. I think. Yeah. I believe in them. Do I believe in Brian Kelly?
He might not make it through the rest of the season.
2 big hits already.
Yeah.
2 MRIs on Brian Kelly due to sideline shots. Jeez. 1 from a ref, 1 from 2 gigantic SEC linemen just taking him out while he's trying to call a timeout. Will Brian Kelly make it through the season? And is LSU for real this season? Obviously, huge test this weekend. We shall see, Tone.
Yep. And then Auburn and
Whoa.
What?
Tony, whoa.
What?
Are we going to skip over the one storyline of Ole Miss LSU that hit the wire yesterday?
I didn't want to bring that up.
I mean, if I feel like
I
should.
Well, maybe not.
Okay, fine. Then we won't.
What do you think?
I think
there's a relationship that hit the internet.
I don't even think we have to. We don't have to talk about the relationship. But the head coach did tweet something. So
what did the head coach say?
The head coach said take the over. So I'm just saying that. And if the head coach says something like that, honestly. Really, if anybody
something to think about.
If anybody says something to me like take the over, I'm going to do it. If the head coach says it, I mean, there's a chance I owe somebody my skin by Monday if they don't get it.
Ole Miss is a great over team.
Great. Especially motivated, and I appreciate Lane Kiffin, the way he operates, too. Just everything that he does.
Yep.
He's been there, done that with everything. Did you cross with Coach Lane Kiffin at all?
I coached with his dad, Monty, who's one of the best ever, and know Lane, and really respect him. He runs a hell of an offense.
So what is it about his offense? Do you like how aggressive it is, how wide open it is?
Yeah, I think he's kind of like Kevin O'Connell. Whoever's playing quarterback for him plays great. And Lane does a great job of putting him in great positions. Throws the ball down the field. It's going to score a lot of points, and it's going to always when Ole Miss is playing, it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, certainly, and he is a lightning rod as well. I mean, he'll throw the clip. I mean, he was throwing oops last week.
Yeah, that was crazy
on his sideline. Absolutely crazy. Empty stadium. Did you see that?
Yes.
In the background while he's throwing an oop. Was that 1,000-0?
Yeah,
it was at Memphis. So.
Oh, okay. They left out of there.
Yeah.
Memphis.
Or sorry, Tulane.
Okay, sorry. They left out of there.
I confused. Arkansas was at Memphis. Arkansas lost to Memphis last week.
Arkansas thought they were all the way back to. I heard last.
Yeah.
Texas Tech fans pissed that none of us picked them. They were certainly got some of that. Texas Tech for real.
Yeah, don't worry. They're going to get picked.
Hey, going to be picking Texas Tech. Going forward. Yeah, message delivered. All right, shout out to college ball for always delivering. How's Ohio State? Not really talked about.
They haven't played anybody since Texas, and Texas hasn't looked great on offense. So Washington's okay. It's not. It's a tough travel for them. So we'll get some answers there this weekend.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is an Ohio State Hall of Famer, a man who has a tree on campus named after him, and also a bird, a hawk. In the said tree that lives there. Has a hawk keeper that comes and makes sure it lives in that tree and not any of the other trees that all the alumni that are prestigious get on campus. And that hawk has created a family, much like his family, where there's 10 children out there. That particular hawk can say it's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, and a Ryder Cup winner. Ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Hawk.
Yeah.
How is that hawk that lives on the tree on Ohio State's campus that they do for you?
Yeah, I think he's doing great. I think they put a little collar on him. They chain him to the tree and give him like a 100-foot line, so he can't really go too far.
Come on.
100 foot's just what, 3 or 4 of these for hawks.
Nothing.
It's not that far, yeah. You think you could do that? Could you chain a hawk to a tree?
No, the hawk's chaining you to a tree, brother. You ever seen those things?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have your respects. How about last night? Feels like the brand new Lions are for real. Feels like that win is huge. And then for the Ravens, there's a lot of questions being asked about, maybe the cut of the jib over there for what's been happening late in games to the Ravens. What are your thoughts, AJ, on an electrifying over thriller last night between two of the game's best?
Yeah, this is an awesome game to watch. I mean, Detroit, they had an 11-play drive, 18-play drive. Those things, that's a special thing to do. That offense has to gain so much confidence, I feel like, moving forward from that. But I didn't take it like, the Ravens are garbage. The Ravens can't figure it out. I think the Ravens are going to be fine. I took it more as, hey, these Detroit Lions, we slept on them. I picked against them, so that's on me. The Lions let me know, hey, we are still here, and we're not taking a step back. And I think this was a huge deal for them getting a win like this.
Coach BA said the Ravens still, great hit. Coach BA said the Ravens still going to win the AFC North, so they'll be in the playoffs. And to your point there, AJ, looked good. Okay, looked good. And I think Ravens fans probably, not exactly thrilled about what's been happening maybe late here early in the season. But this Lions team's going to be around in the end, we all assume, right? And this is how the game went. I think both sides take a lot from this and move forward better from this particular game. And then if you think about this Baltimore Ravens team, they got the Chiefs this weekend. One of these teams is going to end up 1-3. We got some stats from Hembo actually texted over. What's the stat?
Yeah, it's about the NFL playoffs average one team basically over the last 8-9 years that goes 1-3, starts 1-3 and ends up going to the playoffs. Last year it was the Rams. The Rams ended up 1-3 and they lost in the division. And I think there was a couple-year gap. And then there was 1 year, I think it was 2021, where 3 teams actually made it after starting 1-3. So it should actually not be kind of a complete detriment if you start 1-3 and your season's not over.
New England Patriots actually started 1-3 and then won a Super Bowl. So that has happened in the past. And then since 1990, 34 of 235 teams that started 1-3 made the postseason. Okay, so it's not like it's not an it's over sentence there, Coach BA. How do you feel about all the stats on how you perform early on what teams have done in the past? Obviously, you got to keep it out, but they're stats for a reason. Yeah. And whenever your team's struggling early, what is the messaging? Is it always long-term, still everything in front of us, you think everybody's saying?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing that Kevin said earlier. It's week to week. It's week to week. And a lot of injuries from training camp. I think some teams not playing guys in the preseason start off slow, but then they start picking it up. And the real football starts at Thanksgiving. All right, when Thanksgiving's rolling, you want to be in the hunt. From Thanksgiving to Christmas, and then you finish it to New Year's and roll on.
So you can't get yourself too far out before Thanksgiving.
Right. The 0-3s, you're out. The 1-4s, you're out. But the 1-3s, sometimes you're missing a key ingredient. It might be your quarterback. And all of a sudden you get him back, or it might be your left tackle. You get guys back, and you get it going.
Then you get that stuffing, that ingredient for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
and
need that
that's
stuff.
when your rookies should kick in. All your draft picks should be ready to play by Thanksgiving if they're not the highest pick playing already.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, there has been a breaking of news for the New York Football Giants. Jackson Dart will be starting for the New York Football Giants going forward. Dayball was non-committal at first to who was going to be a starter. Now Jackson Dart, the future of the New York Giants, will be wearing the starter helmet. Congratulations to Jackson Dart. Congratulations to the Giants fans who I think were wanting this. Not just because of a fourth down in the fourth quarter whenever you need it in the red zone, throwing the ball off the bottom of the upright and throwing it away, but also because if we're 0-3, why the hell would we not want to see what the future looks like? Well, the immediate comment is the schedule is not great to have him start. They don't have a bye until week 14 or something like that.
Yep.
Then you look at the schedule and it's their division's tough, so they're going to have to play tough teams regardless. Mm-hmm. But boy, some of these are tough. You obviously have to take on an incredible Chargers team. Who's the DC?
Jesse Minter.
Then you get a chance to go down to the Saints in your second start, which is good, down in Superdome, but this might be positive with the DC.
It's Brandon Staley.
Okay, so we got one game before we head down to the Saints, and then immediately afterwards, Eagles, Denver, Eagles, San Francisco, Chicago.
There it is.
Who knows what they are? Green Bay, Detroit, New England, bye. Okay, so that run is not going to be easy for any quarterback. But now for a rookie quarterback getting his first start with this particular New York Giants team, Coach BA, what are your thoughts on dropping him in there? Is there ever a right time to put a rookie quarterback in? Is that a real thing? And how do you think this kind of fares, and how do you think they got to this decision?
Yeah, I definitely think it was time to drop the clipboard. All right, start getting the reps in practice, start playing. I think his legs can add so much to that offense. Now be smart and slide. You don't have to show how tough you are. All right, get your ass hurt, but his legs will help get some first downs, I think, that they haven't had, and the energy that he brings, and he can throw the damn football really, really well.
Making this decision, how hard? Very hard? Not hard?
No, for me, I'd have made it 3 weeks ago.
Oh, you told us actually more than 3 weeks ago. It would have been a few months ago. There would never been a decision made at the beginning
in April
to a decision to have to make. But getting reps, regardless of what they look like, even if you're going against a terrible defense, is good for a quarterback's development in your eyes.
Yeah, you got to get reps, man. You got to see things, and your scout team does a great job of posting the other team's defense and reading it. You can't learn anything just watching. You got to physically do it. Your brain has to work so fast. And the only way to get that going is to get out there and play.
T-Butt, your thoughts on the move to Jackson Dart?
I mean, I agree with him. Even with everything else they did this offseason, bringing in Russ, bringing in Jameis, but once you draft a guy in the first round, if he what we saw in the preseason, which are glorified practices, but they're full speed, you got to do protections, you got to come out of the huddle, you got to take hits. We saw him perform at a high level, so most people didn't have high expectations for Russ in there or Jameis, so you drafted this kid to play high. He played in the SEC where there are big time ball being played. And you talk about, hey, when is the perfect time to draft? Like, it's the National Football League. Every week, Packers went and lost to the Browns. Like, nobody had that on their menu, but every week you got to go out and win either at home or in a tough environment. So you got to throw in that fire. You got to throw them in that fire, let them learn. BA said it. Can't learn holding the clipboard. I think Prime said the same thing with the Kelsey bros on the podcast. So, yeah, get him in that fire, let him make some plays, and bring some juice. We heard the crowd every time he came in the game, and then we heard the crowd every time he left. So, starting 0-3, starting his hole, let's see what you got with the rookie early.
Is he going to wear the chain? He has to.
Oh, has to.
Got to wear the chain still. Yeah, got to keep the moxie. AJ, what do you think defenses are thinking taking on Jackson Dart versus maybe a Russell Wilson?
Well, that's the old cliche coaches. Hey, we're going to heat him up. We want this rookie to not feel comfortable. We want to get him off the spot, blitz him, all that. Sometimes you might be giving him some quick options if a quarterback is pretty good and he can identify the blitzes and get the protection set. But you got to find a way to make him uncomfortable. And I think you got to hit him early. Like if he wants to run a little zone read or whatever, we might take a 15-yarder, bud, landing on top of you at 4 or 5 yards down the field. Not in any dirty way, but the way that we would tackle a running back, I think. And you just got to let him know early on. And Jackson Dart, he'll probably pop up. It'll get him even more juice, though. Sometimes you wake a guy up like that.
Yeah, sometimes guys are looking for that. Remember, Joe Burrow, that was one of his things. I like to take a massive shot so I can just feel alive out there.
Danny Dimes.
Yeah, Danny Dimes saying that got to hit to the jaw. Yeah, sometimes that'll wake you up. Yeah, I'll go through the...
Tennessee got jacked up, too, on the goal line.
Yes, exactly, trying to go. Yeah, he is one of those guys. We don't like that he likes it, but maybe Dart is one of those guys. Does that still exist, Coach? You heard AJ right there. That's an old school mindset. You also old school coach. D-Butt also, we're old at this stage of the game. Him saying, we're definitely going to get an extra. Oops, sorry about that, buddy. That's still happening in the NFL, always going to happen in a physical contact game?
I'll be shocked if it ever stops.
Okay. Yeah,
football.
Football.
That divisional game we won against Broncos in Denver to go to the AFC Championship. First drive, 3rd and like 5, 6 maybe. Peyton, he was kind of banged up that year. Late Cole, boom, throws it, misses. Art Jones, late, a little low, maybe around the knees. Rest of the game, Peyton wasn't the same. So took the penalty. At that point, we're pissed off. You just got to stop.
Come on, Art.
But come on, Art. I see what you're doing. Art had won the Super Bowl at that point, coming over from Baltimore. That's just football. Obviously, you player safety. We're not trying to hurt anybody out there, but
added extra little thought. Extra little thought.
Put chip in on the fire.
Gamesmanship.
Yeah, he's a rookie, So, like in the MLB, we've heard stories about umpires with rookie pitchers, and what that strike zone looks like. Yeah. Like, we're throwing hittable balls up here, bud.
Fuck this guy. Throw it right down the middle.
Yeah, like the way they're doing it. It's like rookies in the NFL also have those moments as well, especially quarterbacks. Now, Jackson's got a lot of moxie.
That's what I was going to say.
Young.
He might be one of those guys where if you do hit him late, like that flips a switch and he just goes,
starts jawing.
Yeah, exactly, and throws 5 touchdowns or you never know.
Might be Dayball's guy. Do you know Dayball well? And as you do know him?
I do, yeah.
So what is Jackson Dart, you think, like, just from outside looking in? I don't know if you got a chance to meet him during the whole combine draft process down there in Tampa Bay. Him and Dayball good for each other, you think? And does Dayball feel the heat? Obviously, he knows that there's a little bit of heat over there. Or do you
I think Brian, and we all know what's going on, but I think starting Jackson Dart, getting him started, if he starts playing well, Brian saves his job. I don't think they have to win a lot of games, but if Jackson Dart starts playing well and he's coached well, which he will be, because Brian's a damn good coach, and he'll save his job that way.
Interesting. Didn't even think about that, because in my eyes, if this is last year, he's not going to think about the future. But instead, maybe it's not last year. Show some development, Get these Giants fans to believe this is what the future looks like. Let's go to a Giants fan. Bruce, you're excited about this. Looks like that's the first smile you've had since the game.
Yeah, I'm fired up. Hope springs eternal. I feel bad for all you guys. You guys only got one week one. I got two now. Week 4 is now week 1 again. I love it. Jackson Dart has the opportunity to be the first rookie quarterback to beat a 3-0 team since Jeff Garcia, in
Jerry Garcia was great music.
He won too.
He won a bunch.
Jerry Garcia did ice cream.
Yeah, Jeff Garcia, though, remember his days. What a weapon.
Jeff Garcia was awesome.
He was an absolute weapon. Such an athlete. I remember him just bouncing around somehow. Bald head.
Yep. Using the quarterback challenges, those old ones.
And winning
at the Pro Bowl.
If I had to guess, if he was doing that. First time since Jeff Garcia's on the line here, Darius J.
Wow. Now, it's week 4. So at this point in the season, teams, BA talked about not playing the preseason, but at this point, we always talk about the quarter mark you just mentioned earlier. At this point in the season, these defenses, they know who we are. We know who we are, right? For the Chargers, we know who we are. We know what we're good at. We know what we're not good at. We know what players are playing well in position. So putting Jackson Dart in is the right time, but you're hitting it while these teams are in their hitting their form, and now he's the guys, the offense, the play callers, everybody's gonna have to get used to Jackson Dart while he's getting used to real NFL live action too. So maybe rough at first, but he's a rookie and you got the talent. So I'm excited for it. I know Giants fans are excited. Love the
face paint.
Love the moxie.
Love the face paint. Aiden Hutchinson last night had that delivered quite a punch. Maybe it carries over to Jackson Dart. Other breaking news that happened, AJ, while we've been live. Mike Gundy fired from Oklahoma State football. We'll say, Mike, hell of a run.
Yeah, love it, Mike.
I don't know if that's how you're supposed to immediately respond to somebody being announced to be firing, saying, hey, it was a hell of a run. This one seemed like it was on the horizon for a little bit. Let's go to Hammer. Dahn. Felt like this was being talked about a little bit. I didn't know if it was actually going to happen. Anytime a coach is at a place for so long and becomes the institution, obviously making this type of move requires a lot of people saying yes to, and then also how you handle it, how the rollout is obviously a big part of the deal. Tone, did we expect this out of Oklahoma State? I don't know,
because like what you said, he's been there for 21 years, and before last season, he only had one losing season in those 20 years, and that was his first season. And then his second losing season was obviously last year when they were disappointing. They brought back 20 starters. They brought back Ollie Gordon. They were supposed to potentially win the Big 12 last season. Things have not gone well the last 2 years. Obviously, the disappointment of last year. And then this year losing by 70 or whatever to Oregon and then losing to Tulsa last week. It was going to happen at some point. I didn't know if they'd let him maybe walk away, keep a position at the university because of how long he's been there or whatever. But it just got to a point where it seemed like it had to happen. But being there for 21 years and two losing seasons in 21 years, incredible run at Oklahoma State, and it's tough to see him go out like
what
this.
Have you done for me today? Is what the world is. But it is a hell of a run. I'll be excited to see what they do next. He becomes the third college football coach that has been fired. UCLA fires Coach Foster. That was bad from the beginning. I don't know if UCLA, we love Coach Foster, but that one didn't go well literally from Big Ten Media Day all the way through the entirety. Got Nico Iamaleava. Then it goes worse somehow. I don't know how football related UCLA wants to be, but maybe they'll be able to get in. I don't know. I hope they do, though. I hope UCLA, the Bruins, are a great football brand. I hope everybody's a great football brand. And then Virginia Tech also fired Coach Pride. Now, joining us live in the Thunderdome is a man that was just reported as of yesterday being a part of the consulting group, basically, for Virginia Tech. He is Virginia Tech Hokie alumni, Virginia Tech Hokie belover. I mean, this guy loves Virginia Tech. And also, I think he's I don't know how many records you have at Virginia Tech at the quarterback position, but I know there's a lot of them that are very impactful to society as a whole. Virginia Tech looking for a coach. So now Oklahoma State's in the game, UCLA's in the game, and now you guys at Virginia Tech are in the game. How's that process go, and what are you looking for at this point? It has to be business almost like business angle of it as well, or how do you kind of view the entire process?
Yeah, the whole thing's changed. It's all business now, and you got to find a businessman. I think first thing for Virginia Tech, we're going to hire a general manager and get him in charge of football. Then we'll get into the coaching search, and we're just in the ground stages now. But the university is making a huge financial commitment so that we can compete in the ACC like we should be. And I want to see Virginia Tech back when Sandman's blasting, and we're winning games.
The whole place going absolutely insane. Had a chance to spend a night over there, and those hills are a good time.
It was awesome.
Went to a saloon. I think we were in a saloon at some time. I mean, it was good times. And then the pregame festivities, the tailgating, outrageous. I mean, it was great time. And then the walk to the stadium is even its own little adventure. It's like that place was built to be a college football place, it feels like. The vibes are that. Will the team ever get there? You said Virginia Tech is offering up a huge financial boost for the football team. That's seemingly happening in a lot of different places. I saw West Virginia make an announcement that we will be a part of the top funded tier, whatever that. What does that mean? What does that mean?
It's probably about $50 million into the athletic department, and for all sports, but that's what you're going to have in NIL business now. And you recruit a guy this year, you got to recruit him back next year. And all they want to do is how much money am I going to make? But it's changed, and you got to get people now that are in tune with the new business.
Pete Thamel reported what you were talking about here with Virginia Tech. Board of Visitors officially proposes athletics budget increase. It's set to begin pending the current fiscal year. From the current $144 million, is set to jump to $190 million, $204 million in the fiscal year in 2027, and $207 in 2028, which is when the pod will be coming out, and $212 million in the fiscal year of 2029. So an increased budget for athletics as a whole at Virginia Tech. Hopefully it'll pay off. But remember, as you and Coach Saban have said in the past, you pay the wrong guy, you're shit out of luck. Yeah. Making this decision is a big deal, especially because I think universities feel obligated to have patience with people. Like, hey, we hired this person to run this job because this was their plan. Whenever they suck early, sticking with them, or if they suck early, believing in the vision is obviously a big piece of it. But what if the vision never, then what if you're just like this? That can happen. That's why I'm happy you're over there helping Virginia Tech, legitimately.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very honored to be part of it.
What are you looking for? You're looking for somebody that loves ball.
Exactly. I mean, I want to see a guy that not only can coach and make adjustments, but also get out there and get the folks excited and raise money too, because that's a big part of it now. And we got to have a charismatic guy that actually can coach ball.
No. I think you're talking about him.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm way too old for that, brother.
I thought that fiscal year bump was for you, brother. They're building a golf course out there as well. Let's go to one of our favorite segments that is been added to this program. And AJ, it is great to see you alive, but I think you even would say it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't like that photo.
Me neither.
That was sad.
It was sad.
It's upsetting.
Why? I'm still here. I'm doing well.
But still, you look at it for a second, you're like, wait.
Yeah.
Did he die, and does he look like that on camera? So I just died on camera, I guess?
Is that what you would look like? I think so, too, because I think your head, because you're trapped.
Yeah, tilted a little bit.
I think it would hold it up.
Try it. Play that. Yeah.
I think that is what it would look like.
I don't like it either.
That is not real.
No.
Just for people that are watching
Looks
this.
pretty real.
that is not real. People don't know. What an absolute honor. But even you would say, AJ, or Dead you would say, that BS or no BS with BA has become must watch and must do for us.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's another round of BS or no BS with BA, where we will state headlines or statements of fact, and BA will tell us if it is bullshit or not bullshit. And this has become good because these are some headlines that could potentially run a little bit. Ty has the first one for you, Coach.
Yeah, BA, in the first hour, we talked about John Harbaugh, and, Pat laid out the stats, how many blown fourth quarter leads they have. For whatever reason, they just can't seem to close it out. We always expect them to be one of those teams to win a Super Bowl, but now a lot of people are saying John Harbaugh has become a liability for the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, I know.
John?
I know. So I'm asking you, BA, is that BS or no BS?
No, that's total BS. Okay. John Harbaugh's a hell of a coach. And there's a lot of things that go into it. That fourth quarter defense got to get fixed, that's for sure. And I'm sure Chuck and the guys over there on defense are going to get it fixed, get those guys back healthy. And They're going to be there in November, December. Baltimore Ravens, they got Lamar. They got everything it takes. They're scoring points, and that defense is going to catch back up for sure. John Harbaugh's one hell of a coach.
Do you think just like Coach Tomlin, whenever you're around a place for a long time, and I guess Mike Gundy, we could say, when you're around a place for a long time, you set your own standard and expectation. And if you're not consistently exceeding that, the fans naturally are going to say, are we getting better or are we just, like, do you think that just comes with consistency at a position? Harbaugh's been there forever. He is the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, totally. And like you said, you raise that level of expectation every year, and then when there might be a year or two, things happen. Guys get hurt. Whatever. You don't get there, oh, it's the coach. Nobody wants to make excuses, all right? But it's not the coach. He's the same damn good coach he's always been. And, no, I think Baltimore Ravens are fine. They'll be there in December, January.
Let's go to the next one, D-Butch.
Yeah, we've had a lot of dynasties, whether Steelers, Cowboys, Patriots, Packers, Chiefs, been the most recent ones. Are we witnessing the end of a dynasty in Kansas City? Will the Chiefs make the playoffs this year? BS or no BS?
I think that's BS too. I think the Chiefs make the playoffs. They're probably in the wild card race right now until they catch the Chargers because 3-0 and they might be 1-3. You know, so it's going to be a chase, but they're going to get there. And I'm never betting against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
Okay, so the Chiefs will not make the playoffs this year. You're saying that's BS.
That's BS. Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs.
Okay, last one here. This one, we've seen people say it. Kevin Patullo, more like Kevin you blow at calling plays. That's the Eagles offensive coordinator. Is that BS or no BS that he blows at calling plays?
I think that's BS too.
Whoa! Kevin Patullo, more like Kevin you blow at calling plays.
You can't blow when you got Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ. You call any damn play you want. It should work.
Well, that's what people were saying. Kevin Patullo.
People are saying, you saw it on the Twitter?
A lot. It was everywhere.
But that's, people get, Drew Brees said it today, they're boring offense. Yeah, running it down somebody's throat is boring. All right, but Jalen is throwing the ball better than he's ever thrown it.
Did Drew Brees say this?
Yes.
Really?
It's like, okay. But, I think they have a hell of an offense.
How come it looks like shit for half a game and then the other half it is, what we expect from the Eagles, just pure dominance?
Yeah, the Rams' defense, damn good defense now. Yeah. They went to the playoffs last year, and those young kids can really play. So it takes time to figure it out as the game is going, too. So, what adjustments did they make for you this week, and do you adjust? And he adjusts very well.
He said in the postgame, Jalen Hurts, that they were playing not to lose or calling the game not to lose on offense versus the second half where they were just calling it to win. What does he mean by that, like calling a game not to lose it?
Yeah, in the first half, I think sometimes a lot of guys are very conservative. We're not going to put ourselves in harm's way. Now let's get into halftime. What do we got to do to win? Let's do that. All right? So I'm not going to put us in a position to lose the damn game early, throwing it all over the place and making mistakes. And he's keeping it very close to the vest. And then when crunch time comes, they roll, they score points, and they win games.
Are we going to see more of what we saw in late third and fourth quarter from Jalen Hurts in this offense? You think if you're offense coordinator, does something like this empower you to call it a little bit more than maybe you would have before this performance?
Probably not with that offensive line and Saquon. They're going to start there every time until you shut it down. If you don't shut it down, you'll run it down your throat. All right, once you shut it down, the thing I think they have to do better is handle the blitz. The one thing that's been their boogaboo for a little bit, last couple of years, is the blitz and being able to handle the blitz.
All right, so maybe people will start bringing pressure, but he's saying it's not Kevin you blow at calling plays.
Okay,
it's Kevin Patullo still.
Okay,
and they're winning games. Let's remember that. Just like last year when everybody was coming for Coach Sirianni, they were winning still at that point. They go on and win Super Bowl. AJ, what are your thoughts on the 3 BS no BS's, pal?
I love it. I just thinking of like Kevin Patullo sitting down having a nice little lunch and looking up at the screen and seeing that graphic and thinking, "Oh man, hey guys, look, I'm on TV." Wait, what?
No, but it's BS though.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope the volume's up. I hope the volume's up so he knows BA is on his side.
It's BS. It is not.
That's why I said we need the
circle. We need the circle.
I see the circle.
This one's circled. Circle. BS.
I see.
Okay, there it is.
Okay. It's BS. That's BS. All right, joining us now. No BS. He's a guy who's a damn good football player. Right now, he's back with the Los Angeles Chargers, and boy, it's been great to watch. Used to wear a hoodie, I think. One of the coolest dudes to ever play football. Wide receiver for Justin Herbert in the Los Angeles Chargers, ladies and gentlemen, Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? That was BS. That wasn't an actual. That quote was BS. I hope you saw that. We're a positive place over here, Keenan.
Nah, it's all good. What's going on? What's going on?
How are you? How's it feel to be back over there? How's it feel to be a part of the hardball culture fully? How is life for you right now, being back home? Is that kind of how you feel?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Great. Happy to be back in the building. The hardball, effect is live and in effect, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Okay, tell me about the hardball effect a little bit. Obviously, we've heard stories. Everybody has shared stories in it. But is it every single day, every single meeting, every single encounter? Is that why every player that plays for him respects him? Inevitably, I don't think I've ever heard anybody that doesn't play for him, that has played for him, doesn't respect him. Is that why? Because it's all the time?
Yeah, 100%. There's no light switch. There's on and off. There is none of that. It's always on. He's always on go mode, and he's always trying to find ways to win the game, and that's what it's about.
What do you see out of Herbert this year, maybe that hasn't been seen in the past? He looks special right now. Obviously, everybody's had these high hopes for him. I think Darius Butler actually became a Chargers fan because of Justin Herbert and the possibilities. What have you seen out of him since coming back to the Chargers that makes you feel like, oh, we got a special guy here?
I think he's always been special. I think just being able to, bring it to life and win the games. Early on, when I was here, it was kind of hard for us to win those tough games at the end of the game. But now you see us, making the plays, making the game-winning drives, and giving ourselves a shot to win the game. And that's all hats off to Herbo. Doing what he does, being great. He's unbelievable back there.
He's fun to watch, man. Go ahead, AJ.
What's Herbert like, I guess, when cameras aren't? We see how he handles the media. I think it's very funny. I love how he handles himself. Yeah. What's he like, I guess, in the huddle, day in, day out at practice? We've seen a little bit of mic'd up with him, but not too much. Is he seems like a guy that the gel that holds everybody together, it feels like. Yeah,
100%. He's a people's guy. He's one of the guys in the locker room. We can talk to him. He's always there with us, there for us. Joking around, stuff like that in the huddle. He's Herbo. He's running the show. Everybody he has that aura where you shut up and listen when he walks in there. So that's always good from a quarterback.
Yeah, I like that. We like that a lot. D-Bud has a question for you.
Love that. You have been cooking with him. Seems like you guys are always on the same page with those second reaction plays, breaking the pocket, scramble drills. I want to talk about that a little bit. And then starting off 3-0 in a division. I know looking at the schedule, you've been around the league for a long, long time. You know how important these divisional games are. Thoughts coming into the season, starting off with 3 divisional games, and just how you and Herb are always on the same page when he's breaking that pocket.
Yeah, being able to get those 3 wins in the division, huge. I can't even stress how big that is. That's going to show up for us, late in the season. When things get to crunch time, and we already have those 3 wins under our belt, so that's going to be huge. And then the off schedule plays, just trying to get open, just trying to find the green grass, knowing which way he's going, and he can make any throw on the field. So if I can get to the spots, then it's a good chance he's gonna put it there.
Not bad, Dance there. Feel pretty good in there. Feel like you were vibing. Felt like you really hit all the marks. Do we have a plan whenever we're getting in there? Do we have the same?
Yeah. I just came from the Chris Brown concert. 2 days before that, so I'm gonna hit me a little Chris Brown.
Did you pay for that VIP picture beforehand?
Nah.
Oh yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know how big a fan we were. Coach has a question for you, Keenan.
Yeah, Keenan, just watching those young wide receivers playing right now, they're playing at such a high level. It's got to be your leadership coming back. Talk to me how you're handling your room a little bit.
Yeah, man. I think we do a good job of just open discussion, especially with Lad. Lad's one of the guys who put it on tape last year, and he knows the offense more than I did when I got here. So just learning from him, knowing what he sees, then I kind of give him my 2 cents of how I would do it or how I see it, and the coach says what he says. So and just having that open discussion and everybody be on the same page, and then once we get in there and somebody else is doing the job, they know exactly what to do and what we're expecting.
Everybody all in that building. We were in there this offseason. From the pizza maker, got a great pizza oven.
Yeah. Sweet oven.
How is that? Are we eating that? Is everybody housing that pizza? It's delicious. Are you guys all so healthy nowadays you don't even eat the pizza?
I am. I can't eat the pizza. If I eat a slice of pizza, I'm gonna be a tight end.
Because if it's one slice,
it's gonna be 2.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat the crush, so it's bad. You can't do it.
All right, let's talk about one of the wide receivers in your room who has certainly come on this year in a massive way. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Keenan, Quentin Johnson this year has been unbelievable so far, and it felt like when he came in, when he was drafted in the first round, the expectations might have been a little ridiculous for first-round receivers at the time. Kind of your fault as well because of how good you were early on. But what have you seen out of him since, coming back to LA, since you were gone last year? What has his process been like that's different, and do you see this kind of turning into basically you and prime Mike Williams, because that's essentially what it's become, and Ladd McConkey's like the missing piece in the slot now?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think his confidence, he's walking around with that swagger. The coaches have trust in him, so he's able to play his game. He's not worried about messing up and things like that. So once you can get a guy out there, he knows what he's doing, and he has the athletic ability that Q has, then he's gonna make plays, Yeah. So as soon as he starts getting into a groove and getting into the zone, things are gonna start happening.
Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, obviously you spent last season with the Bears. I'm just wondering, perspective-wise, does it give you some kind of perspective of just a different look at the NFL? You spent 10, 11 years with the Chargers, and then you're there for a year, and now you're back. I think sometimes it's good to see how other teams run their program and what they do. Did that give you any kind of perspective or make you even more thankful to be back?
Yeah, I did. But like you said, wanting to see, how other teams and organizations do stuff. I thought they had a well-ran organization over there in Chicago. I loved it. The building was fun. The people, amazing, and the teammates, the guys were great too. So, just being around that process and seeing how it was different. Obviously, the weather is cold. A lot more trees than LA, but. But the people made it worthwhile. So, but definitely happy to be back out here in California for sure.
So, whenever you make the decision to go back, what is the convo like? Is there any awkwardness? Not at all. Everything's just copacetic as soon as you decide to go back.
Not really awkward. I mean, maybe a little bit for Joe Ortiz and those guys upstairs, but the locker room was I always love, and I've always talked to those guys anyway. Even last year watching the games. Talking to Derwin, Herbo, keeping in touch with the guys.
Tell me about the Ortiz conversation, though. I would like to hear that. That would be interesting, because obviously we know him. Good dude. Mm-hmm. He was on the show with Coach Harbaugh, and that was before Khalil Mack was signed. And Harbaugh was literally hitting him, go ahead and pay him. Go ahead and pay him. And Ortiz, we're going to try to take care of everybody. Obviously, it's an interesting run over there. We love everything that they're about, seemingly all ball. When you come back, big hug from Coach Harbaugh, and then your conversation with Ortiz, you guys have to shake hand, move on quickly?
It was no beef. It was no beef. Definitely a shake hand. Get on. Let's just get to the locker room with my guys, and get this party started. But those upstairs guys. They like to do it their way.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
they like
why,
to do it their way.
That's why I was so excited to see you back, because very rarely do you see that, especially with the bullshit that comes with everything. So you going back, and obviously it working as quickly as it did, it's beautiful. We're big fans of that situation. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Keenan, one of the knocks I think people that aren't in LA have had on both the Chargers and the Rams is there's really no home field advantage. There's so much stuff to do in LA. People don't really give a shit about going to those games, regardless of how good the teams are. But then watching that game on Sunday, it came through on the TV copy how loud and how deafening it was. Does it feel like you guys actually have a home field advantage this year in SoFi, and that kind of everyone understands the moment at hand, and it's like, hey, if you're a Chargers fan, now's the time to go. We actually do have something special this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it was loud. It was rocking in there. But that was one of the things we talked about, before the game. The defense, just getting the crowd on our side. Coming through clutch when we need them, and that right there alone will make the fans stand up and scream and do what they're supposed to do on third and fourth down, stuff like that.
All right, Keenan, we appreciate the hell out of you. Have an incredible season. Tell Dicker the kicker we are big fans of his operation. He is. He's an absolute animal, dude. Maybe the greatest kicker of all time when it's all said and done. Can you talk about him a little bit?
Hey, that's what he does, man. He shows up to practice. He doesn't miss. And, he's doing his thing. He's getting his FIFA in, in his short time, and just keeping the leg clean. We're gonna keep him clean, and it's time for him to win the game. That's what he's gonna do.
Oh, that's awesome. The kicker's the greatest gamer on the team?
Yeah. Ping pong, FIFA. Yeah, he running the show right now.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. that is what I'm talking about. Love everything about that. Who's all playing ping pong? How many ping pong players we got in the locker room?
We got a lot of Thule, K-Mac, a lot of the guys, man. Troy, Cam. Yeah. It's a good little amount.
And Cam's running it like that. Do we got cornhole over there too or no?
Not no cornhole.
Okay, Cameron will win that one.
Cornhole's outside of the hotel. When we go to the hotel on Saturdays, cornhole.
Dicker's going to win that one too. From what I am gathering, I think Dicker's going to win that one too. I love everything I'm hearing right here.
Yeah, Dicker also was the one that completed all the most difficult workouts at the Chargers facility when we went, where they had that whiteboard and it was like all those very weird,
the balance.
Yeah, yes, bingo. He's one of the only ones to complete every single one.
Tell us about Coach Urban that weight room. We know the Silver Bells Club, hilarious and awesome over there. But then there's this balancing shit that we were on a foam pad trying to pick up something small.
Yeah.
Feels like the weight room is a massive piece of the culture over there. Not that it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Herb is a beast, man. He don't play no mess. Everything's intact, in order. He's got it lined up, and when you come in there, it's all work.
I like that. We're staying away from pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about the ice cream?
I was about to say that
ice cream.
Yeah. Coffee ice cream is
new flavor every day.
Yeah, it's right over there. It's very accessible. Did you do any ice cream?
They do got the soft serve up there, but I haven't touched it yet, though. But very tempting. Very tempting.
Keenan, they're trying you everywhere you walk.
You got a touchdown in every game.
This guy's disciplined.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, stay focused. Stay focused. Could be a special year out there.
Mm-hmm. Gotta be focused.
Man, me too. I'll tell you what though. Punter walking into that room. Pizza's right over here.
Yeah.
Soft serves right over here. Fucking we hit the lotto here, boys.
Yeah. Hit one inside the 10 on Sunday.
Oh my God, look at
Excuse
me. 2 soft serves.
Yeah.
2 pizzas. Unbelievable. It's too nice. The facility's too nice. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Keenan Allen. Thank you.
Keenan.
Chargers facility is incredible.
Yeah.
Golf sim.
Immaculate. They're
right in the locker room?
Yeah, right around the corner there.
Hey, is he still on? Keenan.
Yeah.
Hey, Dicker's running the golf sim too or no?
Nah, I'm the golf sim champ.
Oh. Wow.
Does Dicker play in there?
He does play a little bit.
Oh, and you are beating Cameron Dicker at golf?
We actually haven't had the duel yet. We haven't had the one-on-one.
Okay, we need to know.
But he's in there though. He's in there.
How's your game? Good?
It's decent. Not good, but it's decent.
What is your? Do you play
on the simulator? I'm gonna shoot a good little 76 though. On the simulator.
It's pretty good.
What's gimmies?
We on putt. We got time. You land on the green. It's auto. So it might be 2 putt, 3 putt. It depends on your distance, how far you hit from. I'm usually a 1 putt par. I ain't. I'm dialed in.
Of course. That sounds like great rules. Yeah, we love those rules.
Great rule. We on a time crunch, so once you land on the green, we ain't got time to go get the putter and all that. We ain't got time.
The sim needs to figure out the putting aspect of it anyways.
Yeah.
This is the right idea. This is the right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
That's the golf we need to start playing.
That's genius.
No putting?
Yeah, just eliminate putting, the hardest part.
Half the game. No, it isn't. It's none of the game. That's what I just learned. I'm not fucking doing it anymore. Nope. As soon as I get on the green, I'm done, brother.
Now that shit sucks though. Sometimes you're like 15 feet away, like 17, and give you the 3 putt. It's like, I would have 2 putted that one.
Oh, you're saying the sim
it's
is
like it's auto, depending on like your settings. Because if you put in like super tough, pro settings, tour pro, whatever, you could be 17 feet away, 3 putt. Like, oh fuck.
But would you rather be 15 feet away and hit it actually 15 feet and probably make it, and instead you hit it 45 yards off the green and then
because you're reading a golf sim? Is that flag? I don't know.
It should be perfect.
Do you golf sim much, BA?
Not very, very, very little.
You're always out on the actual course.
I stay in warm weather where we're outside.
Do you do driving range much, or are you on a course?
I used to hit a bunch of balls, but now my back's so bad. It's like hit 15 or 20. Let's go play.
What was your last round? What's your score?
Shot 76 yesterday morning.
That's pretty good.
Did you fall?
So you never 3 putt? You must never 3 putt, right?
Yeah, I probably did twice yesterday morning.
Hold on real quick, though. That was a good question from Connor. Did you hurt yourself? Because I know that is a question that we...
That's every time I play, my buddy says, not getting hurt today.
It's just golfing.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about from the action of golf. We're talking about the action of liquor.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah, the liquor is the problem. But it is also, it is a solution sometimes out there on that golf course.
Big solution to that putter.
I'm doing the
We got
golf.
Ryder Cup week. It's Ryder Cup week.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
Hey, look what BA got. Look what BA got on right now. Yeah.
Oh,
There
we
go.
USA.
Hey, we're gonna win this,
Yeah.
right? We're gonna win this or no?
Hell yeah. The crowd's going to be great.
Are you going?
No, I can't walk that much.
Yeah, but we can set you up for sure. We got to be able to set you up somehow, Coach BA. Get you out there. Need you. What is this? Every 2 years? 3 years?
Two.
Every 2 years. And it alternates from Europe back to America. Now it's in New York.
It's at Bethpage Black, which is fantastic.
And we are assuming that it is going to be a rompish environment for these Europeans.
I would think so.
Keegan Bradley was talking once again about, not picking himself. I saw Scotty Scheffler was answering some questions. Anything else that we missed? Let's go to Hammer. Dahn. What do we need to know about the Ryder Cup? Who's favorites? What should we be betting on? Like, what should we be thinking as we view the Ryder Cup other than America good, everybody else bad whenever it comes to this week?
Yeah, also just for the people who, definitely know and who love golf, like, how's it work?
Yeah, and also remind who's on the team for other people.
For other people, I know.
USA is minus 150 to lift the cup.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, is that home field advantage? Do
yes.
we always get,
Yes, Europe is plus 124. It is typically very, very hard to win on the other team's turf. It is at Bethpage Black, which is one of the hardest golf courses in the U.S. It's a U.S. Open course. The rough is always a bitch. How it works, Connor, Friday and Saturday is a morning session and an afternoon session. The morning and afternoon is split between best ball, which is 4 guys go out, 2 guys from each team. They each play their own ball. Say someone on U.S. shoots a 4, someone else shoots a 5 on the U.S., and then you get 2 5s on Europe. The 4 from the U.S. will get a point for that hole. And then there's alternating shot is the other competition. So you and your partner alternating shot versus the other team, 2-on-2 there as well. So that's Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday it's 1-on-1. 14 groups, I believe. Every player goes. Everyone plays against each other with someone from the other squad. And there's a point up for each one of those matches as well. I believe, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, I think you need 14.5 points, I think, to retain the cup. I could be wrong there, but somewhere along those lines is kind of how it works.
Okay, and D-Bud has a follow-up question on all that.
Yeah, just some outside of the lines, a little bump in the gums in the media coming up leading to, which probably always is, but Rory talks some shit about Bryson, like, the only way this guy gets attention is mentioning someone else's name.
Mentioning me name.
And then I believe Scotty kind of came to Bryson's defense, like, hey, Bryce's a great teammate, great friend, brings a lot of juice, a lot of energy into our locker room. So just something to keep an eye on.
I'll be chirping in his ear that's Bryson, sorry. I'll be chirping in his ear this time. Now, if we go up against each other, you can be sure of it, says Bryson DeChambeau.
Love that.
Roy says, I think the only way, Ty, what does Roy say there?
But I think the only way he gets attention is by, mentioning other people. This is, basically what I think of that. I mean, to get attention, he will mention me or Scotty or others.
Are you happy about this, Rory? Or
I say basically before every thought I have, we'll see. Bryson's kind of a sack of bones, and I can see myself, fancying a pint of Guinness after I take him down if we're matched up.
Well, the big thing this weekend is we got 9:30 a.m. football.
Hell yeah!
On Sunday.
I know.
In Ireland. We got Minnesota and Pittsburgh, and then we're going to have Ryder Cup happening at the same time. I'm a little bit worried about how we're going to watch all this shit. Saturday college football slate, incredible.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought of
this. This is going to
we got football all damn
It's a multi-view day.
Yeah, quad box.
Yeah, this is one of the best.
What is it going to replace? I would like to know.
TV day.
Yeah, it's not multi-view. It's at a TV day. Yeah, it's that D-Butt nailed it. If you don't have 3 TVs in this day and age, you might as well just be recruiting with the NIL of God like Dabo Sweeney because you need cash. You need more TVs these days in order to watch all these sports, especially if it's rock.
I understand what you're saying. Ryder Cup weekend certainly need to add another TV, but can we not do this before
It needs to be right after the Tour Championship. Right mid-August is when Ryder Cup should be. It's when everyone cares about golf anyway. I have no idea why it's during football season.
I do like that it's a little bit colder, though. Even though it's it's warm right now. No, just I think it brings out a little bit of the feistiness because they're playing so early.
AJ, you're a Ryder Cup winner. What are your thoughts on how the team looks this year? And
I like the time of year. I think it's a great change. All of a sudden, we forgot golf was a thing, and then bam, it's right. It is hard to watch it at times, but I love it. I think it's great. I hope the crowd is crazy. I was just listening or watching the video of Keegan rallying the troops and talking to the boys and seeing the videos of them walking through the tunnel out to the first tee. Like, it's gonna be awesome.
I think it's bullshit.
I think both teams are pumped.
I think it's bullshit the NFL scheduled a game this Sunday this early.
Okay.
Who's calling it?
This goes in, America wins.
Okay. Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
It's a big putt,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, hey, you
man.
got this.
1 of 4?
No, yeah, turn around. Just knock it right in that one. No, turn around.
Sorry, boys.
Oh, no.
It's all right. Good aggressive line.
We all know that's not my putter.
I was going to say.
Yeah, get the real one.
Yeah, that one's super cool.
Putting it on that.
For Adam Skull.
That's not the putter.
All right, grab your actual putter.
Yeah, come on, quit jacking around.
Yeah, I'm saying, sake of these. Oh, get this other putter.
Don't be
there
a
it is.
jack-off.
There's the actual one.
This is the actual putter for America.
See you at the podium, bitch. Boom. Boom.
There it is.
There it is.
We fucking won.
We did it.
USA! 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 Now, this, from what I've heard, is like a Bruce Arians golf round here. Clubs just kind of
scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
Balls all over.
There's not enough water. It might be in the bottom of the lake.
All right, what are some things we haven't chatted about? CeeDee Lamb could miss 3 to 4 weeks with a high left ankle sprain.
Man.
Yeah, that's the injuries right now, crazy.
Tyler Booker for them as well. They're starting guard.
4 to 6 weeks, they're saying, for him. I mean, injuries in abundance very early here in the NFL season. Coach BA actually sent me a text and was like, hey, can you ask stat guys if there's more people on IR now than normal in regular season stuff? I don't think there's a change in number or anything too wonky, is the way I was told from Hembo. But it does feel like big names. There's a lot more big names hurt earlier than thought. That's what you were kind of leading to.
Yeah, when CD was down, Mike Evans went down with a hamstring. Hopefully not too serious, but too many really stars. We're missing too many stars. And I hate to see it because these guys are the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Bosa.
Yeah, Bosa.
Yeah.
Bosa's out for the year.
James Conner.
Huge one.
Connor's done for the year.
They said
Yeah.
that was nasty over there. I'm happy they didn't re-air that on TV.
Yes.
They re-ran it in the stadium, they said, and you heard a, that's a tough call.
Yeah, normalize doing that. I really appreciate when they don't replay the gross injury.
They ran it on Red Zone.
They didn't run the replay?
Yeah, so they didn't have it, and then later, what's his name? The
Scott
host.
Hansen.
Thank you, Scott Hansen came back and said, "Oh, we do have the replay. If you don't want to watch it, here it is."
Come on, Scott.
Well, Scott's trying to keep up with the internet's got it.
Yeah.
Pretty important
Yeah.
play.
People probably saying, show me
This
James
entire
Conner.
thing. We just hope everybody stays healthy. If this goes in, last putt. This goes in, no more injury.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah, Najee Harris, too.
Big putt.
Oh, yeah, Knowles.
Good at the boys.
Oh,
Hit
shit.
the other ball. Hit the other ball. Hit the other ball. There's going to be no more injuries.
That's it.
Football gods. Just,
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. You burnt the edge on that one.
Yeah, they.
I don't want to see it, though.
Yeah, I know.
There was I should have made that putt. It wasn't really me, though. It was football gods putting there.
Throw a football for the football. That's why.
Yeah.
Golf for a football? No. Duh.
Don't ask New York for a replay.
They suck.
You did set your feet there.
Yeah, and Bruce was talking.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
10
you got it.
seconds.
You got
10
it.
seconds.
9. Oh.
We'll see you tomorrow. Fuck, man. That's how the show ended. Pretty good ending.
Yeah.
That's a tough shot.
Very dramatic.
That was,
It was.
very
It was.
dramatic.
Yeah.
People were wondering.
I know. Holy
Oh,
shit.
man,
Yeah.
that's good teaser.
Bummed out.
That's really good. I was bummed out. It was a tough shot.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to a break. We got to wrap everything up at the end. And when we come back on the other side, it's going to be the greatest conversation about the greatest things we've ever had. Isn't that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because our.
Lavonte David will be joining us.
Okay, no, awesome. Hell yeah.
Hey, he's number 8 ranked linebacker tackler in the history of the NFL. 8th overall.
Unbelievable play.
Ray Lewis, I think, has the most at 2,059 tackles. And is it London Fletcher has like 2,039 tackles?
Yeah, and I forget how the stats work with the playoffs and excluding playoffs because it's so annoying how they do that official tackle.
Whatever the case, he's top 8. He's got 1,600 some or 1,700 some. He's still flying.
It's a lot of tackles.
Still flying around. So one of the greatest football players of all time will join us here in a matter of moments. And also, obviously, a man that BA knows very well. We cannot wait to chat with Lavonte and also put a bigger spotlight on his Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. They got a lot of grit.
Yeah, they do.
And John.
A lot of John.
A lot of sandpaper.
Feels like they're a team that we want to root for. And if we can get another boat parade out there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Come on, boys. We're throwing Lombardis from boat to boat. Is there any sharks out there with you guys?
There are a few bull sharks in that water. Yes.
Okay. I'm happy they got to celebrate Lombardi as well.
Amen.
Now the bull sharks understand what the Super Bowl is all about, which is who's going to get it. We shall see. We'll chit-chat about it on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change their life. Take 5.
5.
They can run it, they can spin it, they can kick it. This Buckeyes team is playing football at a level nobody else in the country is playing right now.
That's crazy. And also take us off the fucking team. We do not deserve to be on there. They all commit and love what's going on in that weight room. They all commit and love what Jim Harbaugh's preaching. And everybody in the building's happy. Everybody's like excited to be there.
First row, Mark Pressure, the first row. Second row is on here.
It is infectious what they got going on. And how many owners are spending $300 million on a new facility just for the practice facility?
This is Butler Birdies. Wow!
Oh my God! Oh shit! In the bunker. Oh, that's a great shot.
But then for them to do it upright for the last couple, it's like, look out for the Chargers, dude. Look out for the Chargers.
Coach. Hey, we got a gift for you. Here we go. Okay, so we missed your birthday, we missed Christmas. We couldn't have
Whoa, look at that.
Your perspective on high five is one of the greatest things we've ever seen.
So all-time great event.
I love the high five. Yeah, give each other a high five. Bam! Bam!
Boom! Boom!
Oh my God!
Wow! Boom!
So we wanted to make you basically something that you could high five. My dad made this.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
He is talented.
Yeah, boom.
Keep that feeling.
Yeah, boom. Yeah, boom, boom. And we tested. I think you can get a pretty good pop if you need. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Obviously, national champion, Michigan man, and greatest high five.
Yeah.
Because of what you brought for the high five world.
Oh yeah.
He tried to give a handshake to that particular high five trophy. Did break the hand off. We had to put it back on.
There you go, handshake.
Oh no! Oh no!
There we go.
We have so much respect for you.
You guys just roll deep. This would be entourage level, wouldn't it?
To be honest, we didn't know we were going to be able to get 11 people in here, and then we pulled up and said, you have 11. That's where it should roll at 11. Yeah. Always start at 11. Yeah, you're right. Little guys. I mean, wow, it looks like a lot of highlights against one particular team.
They played more than one game. Why do they have all these TVs for one game?
Imposing our will.
This sucks.
Party in the backfield.
No one.
We mean no one.
No one outbeats the Hut, but this might be close.
I love that Chargers team even more now.
If you were to touch this grass, it would feel as if the history of football was kind of one with your soul, one with your body. And then you look at the views, the sand
Gabriel.
Mountains with the cotton candy clouds, the way the sun will rise and then the sun will set, and as the sun is setting tonight, there's going to be a football game taking place. You're talking about movie stuff. What do you think it is about your team in that locker room, and why do you think you guys have been able to show up every week?
I think the buy-in on our team is unbelievable. We talk about a player-led team. I think a lot of people say that, but so rarely do you actually see it.
Two Goliath Big Ten teams. What a magical matchup here in the Rose Bowl. And watching Ohio State do what they did to Tennessee, it felt good for the North. It did. It felt good for the bowl.
Look at that God, look at those mountains. Look at those mountains. San Gabriel Mountains. There's the field.
The San Gabriel.
San Gabriel Mountains.
I believe that means the Gabriel.
All parties and all agree that it's in the best interest of everybody and public safety that we postpone the game for 24 hours.
AJ Hawk's working for the bowl. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to beautiful Pasadena, California, the granddaddy of them all, the 111th Rose Bowl, which will be taking place on the most beautiful field in the history of football. The Oregon Ducks, who are the Big Ten champs, will take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. The college football playoff is obviously in the middle of a transition era, but we go back in time into a movie-like setting to battle in the Big Ten to see who gets to move on and who goes home. Our UFO just flew over top B-2 Stealth Bomber and in the national anthem. And on a day in the United States of America where a heinous act has happened, it's a nice reminder that we'll get your ass. You might take a shot, but you're never gonna win. And 10 for Will Howard. Same exact play action. Drops it off to Jeremiah Smith. With space. He's a monster. Jeremiah Smith. First touch is a touchdown. Time. Shot down the middle. Puka. Ooh, touchdown.
See the split safeties right here. So Will Howard knows his read, looks him off, steps up in the pocket. Great throw.
Takes a shot. And what happens? Jeremiah Smith comes up with the ball. Handoff. Run to the left. Jordan James. Will Howard. Time. Oh, no. Jeremiah Smith's wide ass open. And that's a touchdown. Ohio State is kicking the living shite out of the Oregon Ducks. If Jeremiah Smith is on your team, I think you can win every game. Travion Henderson. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown. They can run it. They can spin it. They can kick it. This Buckeyes team is playing football at a level nobody else in the country is playing right now. Now there's a low snap. Rolls left, throws back to the right. Jeremiah Smith's on the field. So that's another first down. Thus far, this game has been absolutely shite. Step it. Oh my God. That is so beautiful. You got Matt Hardy on the left there. AJ, chance.
I see it at the 47. Unfortunately, my youngest son puked all over himself, went to the hospital, so my whole family's not here anymore to hear that. No. But I'm getting some updates every once in a while. He seems to be doing not much better. He puked over the whole section. Jeez. Instant urgent care, instant hospital.
Oh, no.
What type of shite was he eating? Is someone making salmon down here? We came down here and smelled like fish.
Look at this.
For those that have never been here, I would recommend coming and checking it out. Although this particular game was absolute shite. Woo! Roll ball.
It is close to $1 million in prizes. Maybe we'll break that today. Over $1 million to charity for a total of over $2 million given away. And I got a feeling you might have somebody with a leg pat trying to take some more of your money.
Yeah, Reese, I appreciate you saying that it's my money. My wife, my daughter, and my mom are happy to hear that reiterated. I think it's very clear that no business would actually sign up to give away $250,000. Jack, what year are you here at Oklahoma?
Freshman.
You're a freshman,
yes,
okay.
sir. Okay.
You're from Houston. What's your major here?
Accounting.
Okay, so it's going to be tough to count all the dollars if you make this kick. Have you ever kicked before?
I did one time. It was kickoff in a JV game.
How was it? Was it terrible? Did you kick it out of bounds?
Sucked. It sucked.
I like that.
He
came prepared. Look at this guy brought cleats.
First
guy
ever.
brought cleats. What is your mindset as you go?
Honestly, I'm clear-minded. I've been listening to a lot of music, so I'm locked in right now.
Who are you listening to?
Frank Ocean.
All right. Why don't we up this to $200,000 to you? And we'll keep the $100,000 donation for the light beneath the well that obviously the Michigan player is doing to make the world better. Michigan, Oklahoma potentially coming together. You're a lefty here, okay? If Ernest Hausman can dig some wells, you can somehow pull a rabbit out of the hat and hit a 30-yard field goal, not only for your bank account, you accountant, but also for the world. Go on, Jack! So much more. All right, let's go. Jack, come here, Jack. Jack.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. You pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this BA Day, September 23rd, 2025, Hour 3 of the program begins right now. Football! Good. Ladies and gentlemen, that's A.J. Hawk to my left. That's 47-year football coach Bruce Arians right there. 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler is there.
Yes,
the
sir.
Toxic Table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Live from Hammer, Dahn is one half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys AP Tone. And joining us live from beautiful, sunny Tampa Bay, Florida. This man is a 14-year NFL vet. He's currently the 8th leading linebacker, tackler in the history of the NFL. Currently on the season has 22 tackles, 1.5 sacks. He's all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute stallion. Linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Lavonte David. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing? Appreciate
Great.
you for having me.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for joining us. We're not undefeated, you know. We get some losses. You guys undefeated down there. How does it feel down in Tampa Bay? BA tells us it's a magical feeling down there. Feels like all of the pieces are back in the right place. Are you feeling that as well with this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team?
Yeah, man. It is definitely feeling good. My guy, BA, I'm sure he giving y'all all the details about Tampa. But it's definitely feeling good, man. We off to a good hot start. You know what I'm saying? A lot of resiliency been shown these past couple of weeks, but hopefully, you know, we can make these next couple of wins be more easier.
Yeah, a lot of cardiac situations, 4 straight fourth quarter comebacks for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, Baker Mayfield getting heralded on the defensive side of the ball, making stops in critical moments as well. It's your 6th year, I do believe, if we did our math right, in a Bulls defense. What is it like at this stage of being in the same defense or understanding the same language for you? And how do you think the defense as a whole is doing?
I think we're doing better, man. I think we came a long way from when we first, you know, came about, especially starting from training camp to now. Like you said, man, this being my, I believe it's 7, honestly. I think it's my 7th year in this defense. And I'm kind of like that guy, you know, when questions need to be asked and guys scared to ask coaches, they come to me, you know. So, it's definitely, I'm comfortable in it. You know, I know what Coach Bowles expects from everybody that's out there. And when I'm out there, man, I just try to figure out what he's thinking about. So, I kind of like try to beat him to the punch when he want to make a call and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're triple OG out there, bro. You're the eighth
Yeah.
leading linebacker tackler in NFL history. 14 years. You've been around a long time. Love that you're taking on that leadership role and have for a long time. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, I want to talk about your quarterback a little bit, Baker Mayfield. Obviously, everyone loves the guy and loves how he competes. What was it like competing against him in training camp, and what's it like being around him every single day and seeing how he leads this team kind of offensively?
It's always fun to go against Baker, man. He's somebody who, when you chirp at him, he's gonna chirp back, and it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? You don't wanna go out there and be talking trash to somebody, and you feel like you're just talking to yourself. Nah, he gonna give it back to you, and then he gonna try to compete with you and stuff like that. So it's definitely fun, seeing him taking that same edge that we have in practice onto the field. And you see it, you've seen it for the past couple of weeks, man. Baker got that fiery edge. One thing about him, man, once you talk trash to him, that gets him going. And for the most part, that's like when people talk trash to defensive players, we get us going. We have that killer instinct. And the same thing with him. When you talking trash to him, he click to a different mode, and that's what I love about him.
You don't want to wake them up, and I like that about people. On that note, CJGJ has been released from the Houston Texans. That is actual news. That is breaking news.
Wow.
CJGJ has been released from the Texans. The reason why that comes up here is because obviously Baker Mayfield down. We think maybe bruised patella, maybe. And then CJGJ says something, and he kips up like he's Shawn Michaels. What was that?
Yeah.
And then obviously does what he do. It's feels like it's a special place down there for Baker.
Yeah.
And it's obviously a special place for you down there as well. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Lavonte, the last 3 years you've been doing 1 year contracts, and you're 35. I'm sure that was more so just based on how the body feels and everything. But what is it like now towards the end of your career, kind of with the process of everything? Are there things you've picked up over these last few years that you kind of didn't maybe realize early on in your career, now that you are later in your career? And are there some days you go in there and just appreciate the entire process a little more since it is, you're 15, 14?
Yeah, I think that's the main thing, man. Just appreciating the whole thing more. Me coming in as a young guy, all I just worried about was just, football, sticking into that. And then, now as I get older, I just kind of understand the dynamics of the whole game and the importance of relationships and, getting to know people around you. And I think Jason and the guys been doing a great job of just being transparent with guys, being transparent with me in particular about what they expect from me and how they view me when I come into the building and stuff like that. And then it's just been real good dialogue going back and forth on how we going to treat these years or whatever those years is, year in and year out, and how we going to move forward from that. But I think it just what keeps me coming back, man, is just just the transparency from those guys. And then obviously, man, the relationship that you build in the building, me being there for 14 years, I'm the longest tenured guy there. So it's definitely been, kind of like fun just getting to know everybody even more.
A lot of different eras of Tampa Bay Buccaneers football that you've been through. Let me read this list of the top 8 total tacklers, because I got sent this stat about you this morning, and I'm like, damn, I don't think anybody knows that. More people should. Ray Lewis, London Fletcher, Bobby Wagner, Junior Seau, Jesse Tuggle, Zach Thomas, Derek Brooks, Lavonte David. Okay, that's the
Hall
list.
of Famers.
That's right. Hey, man. Good on. It all worked out, bro. It all worked out. Now, I know you're still in the middle of it, so we can't just do as much reflecting, and we got to worry about the day-to-day. But on that note, D-Bud has a question for you.
Yeah, you talked about 14 years. A lot of that, we always talk about your best ability being availability. 14 years. What have you been doing to take care of your body, not only during the season, during the off season? And are there any other goals out there? You've obviously won a Super Bowl. Any other goals, career goals that you have that you maybe want to meet before you hang it up?
Yeah, man. The first part of the question is, man, what I try to do is give my body a little rest as far as like physical activity. You know what I'm saying? So the most thing I do is probably do a little cardio and things like that. You got to keep your wind up when you're playing this game. Kind of keep my endurance going, and then as the off season progress, I kind of like figure out what I need to work on more, like what's hurting me more and things like that, and I kind of work on that throughout the process. And then by the time spring or summer come around, I can get into the hard weights and the explosive lifting and then the full sprints and stuff like that. And then just throughout the season, man, I just been trying to. I do just be transparent with the training staff and the people who I work with about just, my, lowering my workload and stuff like that. But I'm a guy who, BA could tell you this, man. I'm a guy who like I need practice. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel right if I don't have practice. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they have to tell me like, nah, man, you can't practice today, things like that. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how much I love the game, and I just try to be overly prepared as much as I can, as much as possible. And then just goals and stuff like that, man. Like really no goals in particular, man. Like I always say, man, once I stop loving the game of football, I'll be done playing the game of football. And right now I'm still in love with it. I'm still having fun with it. As you can see, we all to a 3-0 start, so that's extremely fun for me. I've never been in this situation before, so I'm taking advantage of it for sure. But definitely loving what we're doing, and I think we can be a championship team this year.
Yeah, it's extremely rare to be 3-0, and that's strictly good times down there in Tampa, I would assume, at this point. I don't know about goals and scats. I don't know if that's how you say stats or not with that type of lingo, but there was one that might have been left on the board. Coach B.A. actually has a question.
Bro. How long you been on the jugs machine the last 2 weeks? You stole Vita's interception and you dropped it.
Yeah. He been.
I know he's wearing you out about it too.
Yeah. Since that day, I haven't heard from, him just trash talking me. Then he recovered a fumble this past week, and we get on the sideline talking about something. I could have had 2 turnovers so far.
So, hey, that's what the one thing I want people to know. The thing I love about you most is I did have to make you take a day off, right? Because he would never take a day off. And that's what the great ones do, and one of the greatest to ever play the game.
B.A., when you get to that building, obviously we see the success that you guys end up having. Having him in the building, though, is a massive piece of that entire building up of the foundation of the entire franchise again.
Oh, totally. He'll know. I mean, he'll tell you that I rely a lot on my veterans. And this guy was in my office because I brought him up there. What do we got to do? I want to hear it from the vets, and no one ever bullshitted me, anything. Lavonte was the best one.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, I don't know if you ever got to hear that, Lavonte. A lot of Lavonte David celebration happening here. Take these flowers, brother. You deserve them. You've obviously worked your ass off for them all. He was very pumped you were coming on the show, as were we.
Yeah.
And what is it like? B.A., Bowles, who else? Who else were some coaches that you've had? What has it been like through all the eras of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
You had Shiano early on, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, me coming out my first couple of years, I had Greg Shiano, so I was that whole situation. I felt like I was in college still, so I didn't really feel like understand what it was like to be in the league, you would say. And then
yes, we would say. Everybody was saying, yeah. We taking a knee or no, we're not.
And then going to Lovie Smith. A lot of ups and downs those 2 years, and then going on to Dirk Cutter. It was pretty smooth, but we didn't have a identity as a football team. We didn't have no real culture. And then when Coach B.A. got hired, he could tell you this too. I thought about leaving. I reached out to Jason, man, saying like, I know you guys bringing in a new head coach, and maybe time for me to leave and try something different. And a couple hours later, a few moments later, I got on the phone with BA and changed my mind ASAP. And when he got there, I definitely, I figured out what it was like to be an NFL football player. With him coming in, changing the culture, and just reestablishing a foundation as a football team. And me falling in love with the game all over again. I could definitely tell to say that Coach B.A. helped me with that. And then all my first 7-8 years, I played in a 4-3 defense. And then when Coach Bowles came, I was a little, wasn't too sure about that. And then got a chance to sit down with Coach Bowles and kind of pick his brain about certain things. And I got a chance to get into it. And I've been having fun ever since. So I definitely, thank B.A. and Bowles, man. Those guys definitely, helped me fall in love with the game again.
That's a cool football life right there. Yeah, that is a very cool football. B.A., that's got to feel good to hear from one of your players. I mean, we're having good moments right now.
It's awesome. And I had the great honor of being there this weekend, and the guys from 76, and I sat in the room with Hardy Nickerson and Derrick Brooks, and now you. I mean, that's the chain of command. Hardy Nickerson handed it to Derrick Brooks handed it to Lavonte. I'm worried who you going to hand it to. You got to stay for a couple more years, man. We got to find somebody for you to hand it to.
Yeah, but let's keep running up those 1-year deals. Fully guaranteed.
And those tackles.
That's good business. We like that. Let's talk about the team you guys have right now. There's a young guy from Ohio State that's seemingly very captivating. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Lavonte, one of the stories of the season so far has been Emeka Egbuka, and he's made already highlight catches. Should have had another one that they didn't call a catch, which is ridiculous. That one was filthy. The other one on the sideline was ridiculous. Coming from you, I mean, everything that's happened during this conversation has been amazing, let alone you talking about falling back in love with the game. But as one of those guys, triple OG Hall of Famer, top 10 in tackles in NFL history, have you ever seen a rookie pick up the game like Emeka Egbuka? It feels like what he's done in college has translated to the NFL seamlessly, and he is unbelievable. Once Godwin gets back, I assume he's going to be even better.
Yeah. I mean, I got asked the question before, and I always say, man, when I first saw Chris, he was in a similar aspect, but Chris didn't get the opportunity right away because we had Deshaun Jackson and things like that. So, and then, like, just seeing Emeka come in and just drill guys with questions and just how the way he go about his business, the way he handles everything. I used to watch the film, of those. I watched the rookie mini camp. And then I watched, OTAs and all that stuff when I wasn't around. So I just got a chance to see, like, okay, this kid, like, he's getting it. Like, everybody's gravitating to him. Baker is feeding him the ball, so he must be doing something right. And then I got a chance to see in the training camp. He's a kid. We don't even call him a rookie, man. He's definitely,
Oh, no. Too much compliments. Too many compliments to a rookie. He's back.
Yeah.
We lost you there for a second. You were complimenting him mightily, and then it cut off because you're too nice to a rookie, even though you don't consider him a rookie, is what you were saying. It got cut off. But you're saying all good things about him literally since the day he got to Tampa.
Yeah, since the day he got to Tampa, man, he carried himself like a vet. And like I said, man, we don't even look at him as a rookie no more. He's helping us big time. And the way he do things, the way he carries himself on and off the field, he's a man of God. He's always working on himself. Just trying to be better and better and trying to help us win. And it shows, man. Baker's found him. That means, he's doing something right when your veteran quarterback have a lot of confidence in you.
What did Baker say about the one-handed catch? That he disrespected his ball?
Yeah.
Disrespect my ball, man.
Yeah, disrespect my ball, man. Catch it with two hands next time, rookie.
And then he went around and said, I told the rookie he needs to catch that with two hands, Because people are going to think that was a bad ball because you went one-handed. That was a good ball. It's like, as long as he's catching it, who cares? And if he's that confident to say, hey, let me go ahead and snag that thing, nice. Special, man. Right. He was number 2 at Ohio State. Number 2 at Ohio State every year that he was there. Had to block, had to do the shitty routes, had to do the tough jobs, and now he's spectacular for Tampa Bay. AJ has a question for you.
Yeah, Lavonte, being in the league 14 years, you've kind of seen different eras of offenses and how they try to attack defenses. There's spread them out. We've seen that. Sometimes I think now it's starting to get a little bit more downhill, trying to be able to pound the ball with what the Eagles were able to do last year. Like, do you take pride in being able to last that long and be so durable and play and start every single game? Like, you're able to obviously play in the box, go downhill with the best of them, but also spread you out and you can play in space. Is that something that you've actually thought about as you've gotten older because you continue to play at such a high level in all different aspects?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, that's something that I always think about. You know what I'm saying? I want to prove that, you guys keep signing me to these contracts. I want to prove to y'all that I can still play the game at a high level. No matter how younger the talent gets, just know that I'm still going to come out there and do my best and do my part. And like you said, man, nowadays the offenses try to do things to kind of like get you, try to out leverage you and stuff like that defensively. And so, for me, it's all a mind game for me. So I love those mind games. I love facing challenging offenses. So they help me, kind of like help my game as much as I can. And when they try to get you in space and things like that, I just want to show that I still can make those tackles just like the younger guys and stuff like that. So even when they get to a physical football game, I still want to let y'all know that I can still bring it. I still remember last year we was playing the Chargers. The Chargers was down here running the football team, and I made a couple plays, and Coach Larry Foote, he had to put me to the side and say, hey, man, you ain't young no more. You got to chill out with all that. So, that right there kind of like, boosted me a little bit, like, okay, I still got it, you know what I'm saying? So just because the game kind of did go away from that a little bit, and now you're getting back to the physical football, so that's what I love to see.
Yeah, you got former teammates coaching and people you played against now, and I assume there's going to come a time soon where you're going to be playing with somebody's kid that you played alongside, and every play just, I'm not old, eat it. I love everything. Whatever motivates you to be great, obviously it's working. Yeah. Coach has a question for you.
Yeah, I know you weren't surprised, but I thought Tyrod Taylor played his tail off in that game, man.
Yeah.
And I know you guys you do not sleep on him. and you chased him around all dang gone day, and he played really good for him. But I just want to give him some props. But for you, chasing him all day, it's still amazing to watch you play, man.
Oh, look at this. You're not old.
Yeah.
You're not old.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be, man. I missed him 3 times. I
didn't bring that. I didn't say that. You said that.
All right, let's talk about who. Go ahead.
He slipped right on my hands 3 times. So, yeah, he's still got it.
Hey, there's a lot of guys that still got it in the league right now. Motherfuckers will jump over you backwards. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Lavonte, this week you guys got the Eagles on Sunday. Now, I mean, obviously you've played for as long as you have. I don't think you're really losing sleep over any team that you're going to play. But with the challenges they present with Saquon and Jalen Hurts and that offensive line, what does that prep look like? And I don't know if anyone's told you this, but when it comes to the tush push, like you can start moving early too, because they're going to do it several times and they're probably not going to call it. So you can kind of shoot your gun whenever you want to on that.
Yeah. I'm up to date on what's going on with the tush push, man. We was one of the teams that stopped it, so I ain't tripping about it.
Vita
baby! Yeah, but those guys present a different challenge, man, all over the field. Like you said, man, they got Saquon, they got AJ Brown, they got Devontae Smith, they got Goddard. They got a lot of playmakers, man. Obviously, starting with Jalen Hurts. It's gonna be a fun football game. We've been seeing these guys a lot, and they've been seeing us a lot. So I expect nothing less than a 4-quarter battle. Like I said, man, like these type of games, bring the best out you, and I'm definitely looking forward to it.
So you went through the CTE era.
Yep.
Then to the spread them out era.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in the Guardian Cap era.
Yeah.
AJ started this entire thing. AJ, anything to say about the ability to evolve throughout the different eras? Because we know you were the first one to put that Guardian Cap on your helmet, AJ, so we appreciate you doing that.
No, I wasn't, but Lavonte could play in any era. I think that's the greatest thing. You could throw him back in the 50s, and he would still be bashing dudes' skulls in. So, yeah.
Are you wearing a Guardian Cap on game day or just at practice, Lavonte?
Only at practice, and if the Guardian Cap true because of you, AJ, come on, man.
It is true. It is true, Lavonte.
Do not let Pat tries to tell people I drink my piss and all this stuff.
No!
Guardian Cap is not. So, no, whatever. To each his own, whatever you want to do. But how does it feel for real? What's it feel like hitting somebody with that on?
Yeah, I mean, we have to wear it in training camp, and then in training camp, you got the 9-on-7 drills, and you want to hear when you get a 9-on-7, you want to hear the pads clapping, pow, 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 but you can't hear it with a Guardian Cap, and it sounds so soft, so you can't really gauge and tell and nothing like that. But it definitely protects you, though. I would say that. I mean, nobody really have an issue with it. We have a player who wears it, but they doing a better job with the helmets and things like that. Helmets that get improved by the league. So some people who have the more up-to-date helmets don't have to wear it in practice and things like that. But for the most part, it's doing what it's supposed to do, I would say.
We need you to put a couple Guardian Caps on, remember? Two helmet condoms better than one.
Exactly. That's what they say.
Their lineman might have 2 on. He's got the biggest.
At Tampa?
Yeah, the
biggest head of all time.
It's massive.
Yeah. Guardian Cap had to put 3 Guardian Caps together for that guy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, man. Well, good luck on your next 14 years of your NFL career, I guess. Seems like it's just going forever. And we appreciate your time.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. We'll see what next year brings, but we're going to worry about this year right now, man. Appreciate y'all.
Amen. That's Super Bowl champion and future Hall of Famer, Lavonte David.
Yeah, Lavonte.
Hey, that had to be pretty cool.
That was sick.
That was awesome.
Anytime one of your players says, like, hey, everything you were doing worked, that has to be pretty fulfilling. Legit. Said he found his love for football.
Wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Get me out of here. Maybe the game.
Yeah. Well, he played 10 years of college. I feel bad for the guy. I don't know what they're talking about being in the league. I mean, this is the same as college.
We're not allowed to smile walking off the field. And we're diving to people's knees while they're kneeling it down in the NFL.
Start practice with Oklahoma.
We got $200 million right there, and we're just diving at the knees of it.
We had some maniacs back in the Big East days because Shiano, Rutgers, Big East, Brian Kelly, Cincinnati, Leavitt, South Florida, Rich Rod, West Virginia. Jeez.
Wanstash.
Yeah. Obviously a weapon. If we could have got Maryland in the Big East, kept them in the Big East with Big Fridge.
Ralph Friesen.
Yeah, Big Fridge. Him and Rich almost got into it one time. I'm thinking there's a chance that I'm not bringing it up to my
Did him and Mangino ever get into it?
What do you mean?
That would have looked like Andy Reid, but instead of Travis Kelce, it would have been Andy Reid
Against Andy Reid. Yeah.
doing the
seismic activity.
How'd you feel about that, Andy Reid and Travis Kelce having a little bit of a bump on the sideline?
Hey, it's ball, man. Shit happens on the sideline. Hey, neither one of them have any animosity towards the other one. They love each other. It's just, and you know that only happens out of love.
Yes, can only have good relationship and have that happen.
Yes, because if it's a bad relationship, they're throwing blows.
What do you think he's saying? You think he's telling him wake up? If you had to just guess. Now, obviously, he won't tell us. We will never know. I'm sure NFL Films has it, and Andy Reid maybe has said don't let it out, or maybe at some point we'll see it in a documentary in the future, whatever it is. What do you think he's saying to him there? Is there a moment to say, like, hey, wake the fuck up, or something like that on the sideline?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to go. You got your stars. You got to get on your stars' ass so you can get on everybody else's ass. You know, if I'm jumping his ass, all them other cats go, oh shit, he getting Travis, he gonna get me too. And but yeah, it was a good moment, I thought.
Chiefs Dynasty is not dead.
No.
And that's BS.
No, that's no BS.
That's BS.
No, he said that's no BS.
No,
BA.
He's just disagreeing.
Oh, you're saying you're disagreeing with BA on BS or no BS?
I don't think the Dynasty's dead. I agree with him, but I think this year they're fucked. I think they're shit out of luck.
We had an incredible opportunity to catch up with new Indianapolis Colt, because I think the Colts are definitely a story I'd like to hear you chit-chat about, especially with what's going on. Nice little renaissance, kind of a little rebirth of the Indianapolis Colts. And we got a chance to catch up with Cam Bynum early. We're going to run the entire thing or release the entire thing tomorrow. It was a great convo. This is what he basically had to say about the leadership in the building, and then obviously I can't wait to hear everybody's response.
There's so many vets on the team, so everybody's comfortable talking, but nobody talks too much to where it's like, okay, you're doing too much, you're trying too hard to be a leader. Everybody has their natural leadership role. For me, it's the lead by example, lead with energy. For Zaire Franklin, it's the I'm turned up, I'm gonna run through your face type of leadership. Kenny, you know what you're gonna get. He has his finesse and his swag, and he's still gonna be like a leader. So like just those three pieces on defense, with Mooney just being locked in, knowing he's gonna lock things up on the outside. Everybody has their certain type of leadership. Then on the offense, obviously quarterback, Danny Dimes, he's a little more quiet, but he's still making sure everything is operating well. But Q, he's a vocal leader. He's running to everything. He's
That's
talking.
awesome.
Incredible.
Like just everything. So you get a little bit of everything from everybody to the point where everybody is like locked in on their certain role where nobody's overstepping their boundaries of, okay, this guy needs to calm down. He's trying too hard. So it's a natural leadership in this locker room.
Anybody missing team meetings or treatments or anything like that?
No.
There you go.
Never.
That's a huge deal.
That's an expectation just around the league. Like you don't do that.
I agree.
You're not late.
Yeah.
You don't miss meetings.
Yeah.
You will get fined one. The money's one thing, but the embarrassment if you miss it and coach puts you on the spot. It's like nobody wants to be that guy that's late and has to talk in front of the team and give your excuse.
Amen. Do you hear what our culture is being described as in Indianapolis? It was not like that just a year ago. Coach, I'll ask you, with all these pieces, is it just adding the right couple guys to a locker room that can kind of change everything? Maybe you're not as far away as you think sometimes, because this Colts team, I think from a culture standpoint, a lot of question marks last year. The stories we were hearing, like, that is not what winning football is at all. Then we bring a couple pieces in, different quarterback. Cam Bynum comes in. We get Mooney comes in. I mean, we get some guys that come in there. Ryan Kelly leaves. Quentin Nelson feels like he can maybe be empowered to be a leadership. Is it that easy to like kind of fix some things, bring in some new pieces, or what are your thoughts on the culture changing as drastically as it seemingly has with Indianapolis?
Yeah, I think it really is. I mean, it's bringing the right people. And it's not always the best player. It's the right person. And obviously with Cam and the guys that love football, love practicing, love preparing, those are the guys you want in your building. And they're natural leaders. And it permeates through everybody. And then Danny Dimes, being as smart as he is, accountability is the key word. And as long as guys are accountable, they want to like each other. You got to be accountable to each other. And I think these guys are holding each other to a standard.
It's wonderful. And obviously when you win, it very much justifies all of it. It's like, hey, everything we're doing is for the right reasons. We're winning games. We look very good. And obviously we are going to talk about the Colts here in Indianapolis, and we're at the games and everything like that. But this year, I said it early. We're going to win a Super Bowl. And then I watch them again. I'm like, we're going to win a Super Bowl because all the things you need an offensive line. You need to be able to stop the run. You need to be able to make some throws and make some decisions on the offense side. You need to have somebody that can get open. We got 2-3 guys that can get open. And on the defensive side, you need to create turnovers. The boys are creating turnovers. They're not giving up much. It's like everything you need in the big games. We have shown early. We have. Roster's always had talent. Feels like they have a real team this year, Con Man.
Well, and just like the decision making. You mentioned like them, this hasn't happened and they haven't started like this and things of that nature. And I forget if Michael Pittman Jr. said this is a really smart team. Everyone kind of gets it. But just even Steichen. Like, we talked about this when they beat the Broncos, 28-23. It's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, and they decide to kick a field goal to go down by 2 instead of go for it. It feels like in the past maybe Steichen was kind of, hey, 4th and 2, no risk it, no biscuit. We need to score a touchdown either way to get the lead. Like, let's do that. Instead, hey, we can kick a field goal, rely on our defense, get the ball back, and then go kick another field goal to win the game. Like, it doesn't feel like the team of the Indiana past, perhaps, didn't have that type of respect or faith in either side of the ball. And now there's faith in the defense. There's faith in the offense to have a drive and come through. And, like, I'm sure Steichen also for himself maybe, like, okay, thank God.
I can coach a team.
I'm not a dipshit.
I almost got Carter Minshew a Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And we almost won the AFC South. Debo, what did you hear from Cam Bynum both in that and the entire conversation?
It was kind of similar to what KOC said about leadership and accountability. You got to be yourself, first and foremost. Being yourself and then talking to Lavonte David, hearing what BA says about him. I asked AQ about him as well, knowing he was going to come on the show. When those guys are there every day and you hear those voices, whoever comes into the building, you just kind of get on the train. You get in line with those guys. So the leadership, it stops down. It starts from the top down. So big three, new ownership.
Carly, Kalen, Casey.
And they've been around the game their entire lives. They've been prepared for this moment. So then you get the front office. They got to be on the same page. Bringing in the right guys, paying the right guys. You know how that impacts and affects the locker room as well. And then it trickles down into the locker room with all the pieces coming together. Danny Dimes being in an organization that is, supporting him. He's obviously confident, more confident than I've ever seen him on the NFL field week in and week out. And then you got to show up on game days. You got to show up and make big plays. So that's what guys are doing. It is early in the season. We're at the first kind of quarter of the season. It's a long season. We know that. But as long as you can keep riding these waves, keep winning. You mentioned the phases Schrader too. We know how important having a good kicker is in today's NFL. He's been nails from wire to wire so far. So I'm excited what we got, man. We got all the pieces. We're in the driver's seat in our division. So I'm excited about the Colts' future and the direction that they're headed. Not only this year, but it seems like for the future.
AJ, it seems like you even become a believer because normally he would laugh at remember?
Oh, yeah.
Every time we make our picks, he would laugh at it. It feels like you're even a believer. How could you not be at this point?
I'm definitely a believer. And hearing Cam Bynum speak, right, like that was awesome when he says we don't have guys overstepping and trying too hard. We have talked about on this program many times. People that say, they feel like, hey, a coach wants to see me be a leader. I'm going to break it down every day. I'm going to try to get voted captain. And every player, like every NFL guy sees right through that. And it's just it's not a great setting. I think, too, when you have these guys that are great leaders making plays, it also, like, sometimes I think bad teams, they hope somebody else is going to make the play. Okay, here, big third down. We got this guy's a stud. He's a vet. He's going to make a play. I think when you have like this and you empower everybody, each guy wants – they're saying, no, I'm going to make that play. I'm going to go make that big third down stop. I'm going to get that pick. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And it's like it's a trickle-down effect. Like D-Bud said, it's from the top down, man. They have it rolling right now.
We talked about that with Sonic and Knuckles, with Montgomery and Gibbs with the Detroit Lions. They both want to make big plays, and they both are pulling for each other, which is a good thing. The way he talked about the defense with Lou Anarumo running this entire ship, I mean, it is a different vibe watching them play on Sundays. Lou didn't come alone to this defense, though. You mentioned a name that I don't think I've said yet, and I should have.
Yeah, James Betcher. I think, when Betcher was the defensive coordinator at the Giants, Lou was with him. Now Lou went to Cincinnati, took Betch. That's a great tandem. I mean, you talk about two guys that know each other, work together. Their personalities are different. Betch he's going to bring the heat a lot. Lou knows his stuff. I think it's a great combination on defense for the Colts.
We signed him, and we were all pumped up. Then we started looking into the Cincinnati Bengals defensive rankings. And it's like, not good, not good, not good. Then we start thinking like, well, they didn't really pay anybody on the defensive side or have any players. He's got weapons on the defensive side here in Indianapolis. We got players, which is why I always had hope. I always had hope that this team was going to be good because we've paid so many people. Legitimately, we have paid so many people on this team. We got talent. Lou's seeming to be calling it right.
Yeah.
He seems to be calling it right, and he's enjoying it too, I think.
Yeah.
Because he just kind of got
Yeah, unceremoniously, they shoved his ass out the door, and it's just, I think the big thing too is like, this isn't like the Chiefs last year where they go 15-2 and it's kind of like every week, like Jesus Christ, like they're beating the hell out of everybody. And like, it's a very entertaining brand of football. So like, that's why when you talk about, hey, like they might be the best team in the NFL right now, like they might go to the Super Bowl, like their play dictates that. It's not just like, oh, hey, we're 3-0, we've squeaked by. Like they've dominated all three teams. I mean, I guess maybe not the Broncos, but like the Broncos are a good team. A lot of people picking them to win the Super Bowl, and they went. It's just
long season.
Yeah,
that's the only worry, AJ. Long season. We started really hot, which is good because history tells us the teams start hot are good teams,
and
they'll end up being good too. But it's like we're clicking full cylinders right now.
Good test on Sunday. They go to LA to play the Rams, so it's like if they win that one, that's a massive jump up, and it's like okay, yeah. Everything we've been saying is true.
Rams, Raiders, Arizona. How you doing, West Coast, into the Los Angeles Chargers? I can't wait to see who this team really is as the season goes on. They've been fun to watch. Danny Dimes putting up historic numbers. Obviously, the punt conversation has happened, and the amount of successful drives percentage has been talked about. Now we're comparing them to the MVP. Daniel Jones, quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, is now being compared to Josh Allen and the greatest show on turf in offense, the Buffalo Bills MVP offense.
Or Josh Allen, congratulations, you're being compared to Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean, certainly would not have expected that before the season, but now we're at a point where it's like maybe Danny Dimes is the new standard.
No doubt.
Maybe Danny Dimes is the new bar. Smart, physical, fast, can throw it. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen obviously has all the same attributes and has the Buffalo Bills in great position every single week, and he won the MVP for a reason. But Danny Dimes being the quarterback of the Colts was not a guarantee whenever he signed here. It was a competition between him and Anthony Richardson. Think about the conversations. Think about the optimism, pessimism meter that came out from The Athletic after Danny Dimes was named the starting quarterback over Anthony Richardson. We had seen Anthony Richardson as quarterback. We had heard and hoped that maybe he had evolved his professional quarterbackitism, I guess would be the way to describe that and everything. And we'd seen some things that did that. But nobody gave the Colts, outside of us, I would say, hope with Danny Dimes at quarterback. Why is that? Why do you think everybody thought he had no shot, BA? And how hard is that of a decision whenever how early into the process do you think Shane knew Danny Dimes was going to be the starting quarterback? Do you think that's real?
Probably by a third of OTA.
You think
when he already had it mastered?
You think he probably knew very early?
He said, if we can protect him, if we give him a running game, this guy's a weapon now. He's a hell of an athlete. He's accurate. He's smart. You're not going to fool him. His stats against the blitz, against the Broncos, were just unbelievable.
So I think that conversation then goes back to, I wish I would have asked Kevin O'Connell this. Does KOC think he could have been one of those guys? Learns, journey, travel, gets to the next place, already experienced. I mean, at his offense over there, Sam Darnold's experienced it. Kirk Cousins has experienced it. I guess you could give Danny Dimes credit because he was there.
Dobbs.
I don't think he got a second resurgence though.
Oh yeah, true.
But KOC has seen the second career resurgence kind of happen here, and Danny Dimes is the most recent one, and he might be the fucking best. Baker obviously is what you're shooting for and striving for whenever you're doing this.
Well, and I don't know if people would have expected this from Danny Dimes, but Shefty has said this a bunch, that the feeling around Danny Dimes in the NFL was much different than how the media was talking about him. He said there were a handful of teams before he signed with the Colts where it was like, hey, if given the opportunity, and you got all these guys who are available, who'd you take? And he was saying, Danny Dimes, multiple teams were saying, there's something there. So, I mean, obviously he's probably outperformed what everyone's expectations for him were, but that just goes to show you too that around the league, people still knew this guy's a talent. You put him in the right situation, and something like this could happen.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So shout out to the front office once again, being I guess the most aggressive in getting him, and then obviously Danny Dimes looking at the situation and saying, "Hey, this is a great situation for me." And like you mentioned, the coaches around the league, guys like BA. Okay, here we go right here from the Ross Tucker.
From the Ross Tucker podcast. Tom Pelissero reported that Danny Dimes took a little bit less money to come to the Colts, I think, because of the situation, because he wanted to be starter again. And that's amazing to hear, because there was conversations about how much Minnesota offered. And Minnesota made a real offer. Colts paying him $10 million a year, I think. I think that's the number.
Yeah, like up to like 14 or something.
Something like that for a starter. So he took less money to come to Indianapolis because he understood the situation was going to be in a competition. He certainly made the most of it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so seeing that as a landing spot, and to Ty's point, and BA can see it because these guys are coaches, and coaches got egos too, and it's a reason that they have those jobs in the NFL, because they can see a player and say, okay, I can get more talent out of him. Now, for the rest of us, the reason that pessimism meter or whatever was so high is because we saw Danny Dimes in a New York Giants jersey, getting obliterated every week, turning the ball over, doing those things. So it's like, oh, man, this is the guy we got, Danny Dimes and AR. We draft the AR top 5. Let's at least give a kid a chance and see him develop. But once he was named the starter, and once again, I just like you, made some calls to some people in the building, no one was surprised. And that's the thing we said. If somebody wins a quarterback job, nobody in the building should be surprised. Offense, defense, coaches, trainers, everybody knows what NFL quarterback can look like. So that was a very positive sign. So I love what I'm seeing from Daniel Jones this far on.
Play callers, head coaches have egos? I didn't hear that.
A little bit.
Gotta have it. The Shane Steichen whole entire game week, I'm sure, is just so much different this year than it has been in years past.
For sure.
Yeah. Especially because third OTA, you mentioned, I think that probably was accurate when Danny Dimes picked up Shane's offense. I don't know how similar it was to things he had in the past. I don't know how easy it was for him to transition into the lingo. But just like him commanding that offense, we haven't seen that in years here in Indianapolis. That was week 1. He called out a blitz, shifted the offensive line one way, then he pointed out something else, then goes there. Shane Steichen has to be like, yes, fucking man. Yes, thank you so much. Right? That helps out.
Totally, bro. Totally. I mean, when you got a guy that sees it, gets it, and does it. Now, some can see it, they get it, they can't do it. He does it. And like you said, a couple of those plays, changing the line. We're going to be hot right here. This guy's coming free. The ball's coming up. All right? Touchdown.
Then him also in the pocket, navigating the pocket, then being able to run much faster than anybody gives him credit for. Yeah. It's like Shane Steichen's sleeping much easier and much better spot this year than not just with AR. We were recycling quarterbacks. Yeah. Hey, come in, welcome. Here's a whole new offense. Master it, please, and let's move on. There were stories of Matt Ryan and the offensive line not having a clue what the fuck each other were saying for like 8 weeks or something like that. So Danny Dimes coming in and understanding. Shane Steichen, that's crazy. There was some crazy times here in Indianapolis over the last few years, so we apologize for being overly enthusiastic about what is happening right now, but this looks like a professional team, and he looks like a professional quarterback, and it looks like Steichen's offense is the perfect one for him.
Yeah, he's a great fit. I mean, I think he fits in any offense. We loved him in Tampa. We talked about him a bunch because his first win was against us, and he played lights out in that ball game, throwing and running. And so, yeah, I think Shane is he's real happy right now.
Yeah, he was great on the Manningcast last night. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we watched Super Handsome. Did you catch the Manningcast last night, AJ?
I just saw a little bit. I go back and forth usually with main broadcast and Manningcast.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
I like what Peyton and Eli do. And you know me, I love when we just get to watch Peyton and Eli like digest the game in real time and see Peyton freak out about blitzes coming that quarterbacks don't pick up and refs missing calls, all that.
Yeah, his football IQ on display is always good. He made a bunch of new rules. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
I missed that.
Yeah, he made a bunch of new rules. They were good.
Which ones?
Okay. There's something about public apology or something for drops or something. I mean,
First one was Hail Mary interceptions don't count on the quarterback.
Don't count on the quarterback. And then he pointed out that the NBA no longer puts it on the shooter. They put it on the team as a miss. Not as
I'm okay with that.
He said Hail Mary should not count against quarterback. That sounds like a little bit of bullshit, which I respect. I like that.
I'm all for that, too. I mean, I've seen guys not throw it just for they didn't want to throw an interception.
Yeah. And then drops not considered. Here we go. Intercepted Hail Mary shouldn't count. False start, offsides, equity within the 10-yard line. Okay, I don't know what that means. Targets should not be an official statistic. He hates that. He says that basically every single game. This guy got 6 targets last week. Okay. Yeah. All right, what does that mean? Batted balls should be illegal. Should not be able to put your hand above it. And cash payments on field for late hits was something he said. That was the public apology.
That's awesome.
Which I respect. You got to actually pay the money for late hits right there. That'll probably slow people down a little bit.
Carry it in your football pants.
And literally, did you hear what Darius told the story about us playing the Broncos?
Yeah.
You talk about late hits. The reason why Peyton's thinking about that. Art Jones just happens in the first series just crawl a little bit later on to Peyton. And in his mind, it's like, I want $10,000 cash.
Yeah. Right now. Yeah.
I don't want it to be removed from your check. I would like you to see
My
that.
money.
I'm surprised he didn't say drops don't count as incompletions. Like, I'm surprised he didn't add that, because anytime a wide receiver drops a ball, Peyton just immediately catch the fucking ball.
Yeah, get off.
That is your job out there. So I'm surprised that wasn't. That was probably right on their fringe if I had to guess.
What has he got against the targets? Been a stat.
I think he thinks it's a bullshit stat that's just like kind of created to keep people happy, basically. It seems like.
Like a new school dude thing.
Yeah, it's
big for bettors.
I think it's one of those. He had 8 targets and two catches. Like, guy can't bitch. I threw it to you 8 times. I mean,
I think that's what Peyton has a problem with.
Yeah.
It's like, it is like, I don't know. I've not asked him, but the targets number he has brought up on numerous Manningcasts. He's brought it up like a lot of times. So I'd always known that there's certainly something he doesn't like. I think it's because he thinks it's all bullshit just to keep people happy.
Totally.
Well, he gave him 4 targets last week. You know, like, and it's like, well, you didn't give him the fucking ball though. Like, so I think he doesn't love that it's just kind of been created out of nowhere. You're saying for gamblers, though, it's nice to know how many times the ball's going in a direction.
Yeah, and I would assume, I don't play fantasy, but I would assume fantasy too. Like knowing, hey, I got a guy starting that got targeted 12 times last week, and he caught 8 of them. He's probably going to get targeted again a bunch this week. So it's definitely good for, you know, the people that have other interests going into the game for sure.
Yeah, targets definitely matter for fantasy. I wonder if Peyton is more so thinking from the angle of, like, you know, if quarterbacks target Jamar Chase or one guy 20 times, they're going to get killed.
Everybody else.
Yeah. Back in the day, I was throwing to Marvin Harrison 28 times a game. And
We don't need to let everybody else know how many times I'm throwing to them.
Exactly.
We don't need this to be a publicly stated number. Sure, I fucking threw to Austin Coley 1 time. Okay, I don't need that to be known by Austin. It was a big catch. Let's move forward.
It's a big first down.
That was great. Yeah, that was a great ball. Way to go.
But Marvin got 30 targets, and we don't want to talk about that on Monday, so it's not a real thing.
That would have been a sick lineup if we had Marv, Reggie, and Austin and NTY. Holy fuck. That's
cheating.
Stokes wasn't bad.
And Edge.
So I wasn't there for Stokely. I was not there for Stokely. He was unbelievable. They followed with Peyton over to Denver. He was so good. Yeah, that was a good position. Austin Coley, though, was
I mean,
he was not a West.
The offense in Denver is damn near as good as it gets when it comes to, you know, Peyton's offenses when it came, because Welker went with him.
How many touchdowns?
DT.
58. Yeah, 55, something. He had 7. He had 7 in the first game. Julius Thomas, the nobody tight end, comes out of nowhere. He's a basketball player. He was unbelievable in his first. He had like 18 touchdowns that year.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, and we got rid of him.
Well, he came back here. We handled him. Took care of business, local soil.
Yeah, the War of 1812. That was pretty loud Sunday night football.
Oh, yeah.
That was a pretty good little place. Made a tackle on it.
Couple good plays that game.
A lot inside 20. Nobody remembers it. Shout out. Before we get out of here, we did have somebody pass away that we care about mightily. Sportsbook Consig, Yinzer legend in the gambling world. We had a chance to meet him multiple times, hang out with him multiple times, and then obviously we followed along on the internet as everybody else who gambled ever followed along with. Sherapan, who's an absolute dog, had the greatest hat collection I've ever seen. All time. I think Gumpy is trying to keep up with him. We'll always be chasing his greatness. His vibes and his spirit were always immaculate with us. And the guy gave out a law of winners. Yeah, he did. Let's go over to Hammer, Dahn. Tone, obviously, Consig is a guy we love over here, and we're all going to certainly miss like hell.
Yeah, Consig was the best. He was just always happy, and always wanted to talk, and just always be around everyone, especially at Super Bowl Radio Row. He came on Hammered Down a lot. He was just like the nicest dude. You could call him, and he just always wanted to talk and be friendly with whoever he came in touch with. He was awesome to us. He was a Yinzer legend. I know Connor and Gumpy FaceTimed him almost every weekend just to talk ball. He was just one of the best dudes, a great dad, great husband, and just gone too soon.
Yeah, amen. Rest in peace, brother. We appreciate the hell out of you. And I believe there was some sort of sickness inside that, I don't know what it was, but we were following it online. I don't think any of us knew how serious it was from afar. And then there was a couple updates like, hey, this is getting pretty serious. And then all of a sudden we hear he passed away. We obviously don't see him on a day-to-day basis, so I don't think it hits as home as much. Radio Row at a 1,000.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
He is an ever-present person.
staple.
When we're at the Super Bowl. And he's always, for us, he's always been so complimentary and uplifting and motivating. Like, always like telling us to, not even to get on the show, did not care to get on the show. Asked him to come on the show, would definitely do it. Did not have any personal agendas whenever he was talking to us.
No.
Felt like he genuinely wished for our success. So we will miss the shit out of him. Rest in peace, Consig. You done good, bub. You done good. Gone way too soon.
Yeah.
Gone way too soon. All right, we'll get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Now, I sent off on ESPN in the most glorious fashion. I think.
Oh, it was awesome.
Fantastic.
I don't know if they'll turn that one in for an award. They should think about it. Tone, why don't you head out here, buddy? But this one's going to be sent off in a beautiful fashion because we got a Super Bowl champion. BA, another incredible week. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. Honestly, we appreciate the hell out of you. And on that note, be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. BA, anything you say?
Better one next week?
Hell yeah. Next week, I want fucking speakers.
Yep.
And I want a goddamn highlight video.
That's it.
One of the greatest Saturday night speeches of all time.
Love it.
What are you going to say to the boys tonight? Well, I'm going to tell them we got no fucking highlight reel and we got no music. And I want that next week. Anything else? No, that'll do it.
Get your asses out of here, go to bed.
Next week, I want fucking speakers and a highlight video. Get your ass out of here, go to fucking bed. Guess what we had the next week? Highlight video and speakers. I don't know if that's true or not, but I assume it was.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Obviously it worked. What the hell am I talking about? AJ, great work. Boys in the back, way to pull it off. Team on me, team on three. We'll see you tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.